All good.
We're live?
Live.
Oh, all right. Here we go. All right. Oh, we are. Okay. Well, good morning. All right. Where's our guest, Dave?
As you can see, people out there who are watching on YouTube, he is not here yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I said 9:30, so.
Yeah.
To me, if I was going to be on the Kirk Minahan show, I don't know if I'd be strolling in here 20 minutes before scheduled time. No, am I wrong?
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong.
Where's this person coming from?
They said they were going to be in Watertown, so I assume they're here on business.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What's going on?
You're under the weather, huh?
I just had a little, yeah. It happened so we have Stephen Hyden on the show today, right? After this? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you're listening, he's got a new book out on Pearl Jam, which I actually just ordered yesterday after I talked to him. And then he wrote a story ranking all the Springsteen albums, so I just wanted to talk to him about that. I don't know how long the conversation was, 40 minutes?
About 42 minutes.
About halfway through, if you listen to it, if real Minahanologists listen to it, they can probably listen to the part where my stomach started reeling, just started feeling odd.
Really?
Yeah. Some food poisoning. It just kept me, I was gonzo.
You don't eat weird, right?
No, I think I just had a weird something. When you called me at one point yesterday, I was completely out of it. Like,
yeah.
I literally
you had a ring for at least eight rings.
Yeah. I was like, well, maybe something serious happened. As it turned out, it was it couldn't have been a bigger waste of my time. Especially you should have been like, yeah, like if you fly the moon with me, like,
whoa, that's not the same. No,
odds-wise, we conclude at the end. You're like, yeah, well, it's not going to happen. So
that is not true. We did not conclude that.
I concluded that.
I was going to ask you something about that today, actually.
Okay, well, great.
Yeah.
Great. You're around to work on that all weekend, right?
I am.
Okay.
Yes.
When do you leave for Vermont?
I think Wednesday night or something. Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you may be able to do some work Wednesday as well, potentially, then?
Yeah.
Or no? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Fantastic. So yeah, whatever. Nobody needs to hear about my endless shits, which are in the hundreds. And still, this
Part
morning,
of you enjoy that though?
No, because it's not like good shits. It's just
is there such thing as
assholes
bad shit?
vomiting? It's just like you're blasting it out, and it hurts to wipe your ass after a while. And it was bad. It was not. My stomach was disastrous. Disaster. I couldn't have been sicker for like, oh God. I feel a little better. So I'm here doing the fucking show. And about 4 o'clock, I was like actually 50-50. I was like, man, why am I doing this? Like we have an interview done.
Yep.
We could have just dumped a bunch of
commercials
reads in there, right? I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Do I talk to this person? I don't care.
Definitely not.
So
yeah.
So there you go.
So it's that bad? Like it continued all the way through.
I just couldn't move. Yeah. I mean, like.
So it's more than just like a stomach bug. It's like
I think it's a real food poisoning. I've had food poisoning before. It's been like a couple of days. It's definitely what it is. Definitely.
I've never had
it
that
before. Yeah, it's not great. Not great.
Yep.
What else is going on?
Well, I don't really understand what I need to address about the other night, but you probably don't care anymore, right? You said you thought about it for 24 hours about my trip to Maddie's show. You didn't really think about it.
It's just embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Like have to tell people my somebody I paid does that in this free time.
It was 7:30 at night. I would have been in bed at 8 o'clock.
You bailed on your family to go to Matt.
Bail on my family.
My kids were going
by
yourself.
Well, I respect the guy. I would think of people.
Why? I could have told. As I said, I could have told. My fans and I have a much different relationship than Maddie Siegel and his fans, because I would have told everyone I would have never signed that NDA, and I would have told people exactly what happened.
Yeah, but
exactly.
Come on, they're passionate. Everybody's like that was a group of passionate Maddie fans. They were there to hear something. They don't think like you. They don't think like me all the time.
Like you?
Well, us, like Mina fans, like people in this world. They
You're
don't
a
think
Mina
like
fan?
us. Yeah, well, but I like you sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a new.
But what's the question? Like how many hours it took?
I didn't ask a question.
All right, like it's not. It was actually.
What are you arguing? What are you talking about?
I don't know. You're the one who quote tweeted it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird instinct that you're just like in the middle. Like I'm going to go to the Matt Siegel show on a weekday from Walpole.
You're like top 10 weirdest guys on
Boston.
the planet. You're
okay,
like
we're not talking about it. That's fine. If you want to bring up something, I'll discuss it. What's weird? Go ahead.
I don't know. I'm sure you do weird things. You do weird things. You're a quirky guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't at 7 o'clock at night be like, I'm going into Boston on a weekday to go see Matt Siegel because I'm frustrated at my inability to solve something.
So do you think the questions, maybe not by you, but by others, is that I had that planned and that was like a known thing, or is that what's going on?
I've seen a lot of people call bullshit on it. That's
but what aspect is bullshit? Like, what do they specifically think is bullshit?
I think people think it's strange you were suddenly like, what I'm going to do right now? Like it never crossed your mind before that, which I don't believe. You weren't suddenly that day.
I legitimately had I knew he was doing live events. Yeah. I had no idea the live event was taking place that day. I forgot when it was going to be. And I just saw it scrolling down the thing and I was like, you know what? fuck it. Like I was frustrated. I was sitting there and I said, fuck it, I'll go. Why not? What's the big deal? Take me 30 minutes to get in?
Does not take you 30 minutes to get in.
It took me 30 minutes to get to. No, I don't give a shit what you say. It took me 30 minutes.
Okay, I'm just telling you that didn't take you 30 minutes.
I was just as shocked as you.
Door to door, it took you 30 minutes.
From my house to parking in the garage, it was 30 minutes. I don't give a fuck if you believe me or not. I was amazed by that.
You should keep saying that. I don't believe you.
That's fine.
I think you want to make it seem shorter so it doesn't sound that dumb that you did it.
Why do I care that it's dumb? I don't care.
Well, you're bringing it up. You brought it up.
No, but you questioned it. You quote tweeted it. You said you were thinking about it.
I have moved on, but you seem very.
Sometimes we bring up your tweets on this show.
That's fine. You seem very triggered by this.
Oh no, I'm just asking. Like, what do I have to answer for? Like, it's
nothing. It's a weird thing, but how'd the second night go?
I saw some people were DMing me things he said. I guess he said a little bit more, but basically along the same lines. They didn't forgive me.
I did see your burner account tweet out that audio clip from Billy and who's the woman on the show? The one that basically is the reason he's gone.
Oh, Lisa there. Yes. Yeah.
And they were talking about how happy they are and stuff like that. That did feel passive aggressive to me.
Yes.
Which is weird. Did Billy and Matt not like each other? I don't even know.
I think after this whole thing, they don't like each other. And I would assume if you're Maddie, who made Billy's career, you would be upset that person didn't have your back. And clearly they took that as an opportunity to elevate themselves.
I certainly respect that.
So, yeah.
Huh. Yeah. Okay.
I just got a text from our guest, actually. Just parked.
Fantastic. Yeah. Thank God. What was I going to say about that clip? So that show is not called Maddie in the Morning now, though, right? They moved on.
It's Billy and Lisa in the morning, I believe.
Okay, we think it's like something happened between Maddie and Lisa they hate each other, right?
That's he made some joke. Remember that last year? I think we played the clip.
Lacrosse thing?
Yeah, but wasn't it about where her kids go to school?
Yeah. Milton Academy or something?
I'd say any joke about Milton Academy is fair game with a little bit of their history. If you do just one Google search, you're going to find some pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, it also felt like, I don't know. Yeah, it felt like that was a joke made, though, because like there was other anger going on there.
I'm sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sure there was something to that.
So who's this person?
This is Nolan.
This is Nolan.
Who just flat out lied on the show the other day, which made him more attractive.
So you're actually not the Nolan from the thing?
No.
So I can explain that. Throw these on. It started, Dave, you said 9:30.
Well, shit happens.
Yeah.
Well, I want to get that microphone close. This isn't your fault.
You want me to come in? Yeah.
It's not your fault.
Go ahead.
No, he's fine.
That good?
Yeah, you're fine.
So yeah, I can,
I think he's all right, Dave, no?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So I can explain the Nolan thing.
What am I doing here? What the fuck is this? What was going on?
I like this setup. This is like
I'm pleased you like this setup.
This is like a dream come true. I'm not kidding. This is
cool. You seem a little nervous.
A little bit.
You're shaking. Just relax.
It's cold outside.
Okay, relax. It's cold. Nothing's gonna happen. Go ahead.
Thought I was gonna have a few minutes to
hang out and talk.
No, just get used to my surroundings. Yes. Catch up with Dave.
Yeah, here you go. So, what's your name?
Nolan Murphy.
Nolan Murphy. How you doing?
Yes, good, great. How are you feeling? I saw.
Yeah, we've already covered that. Nolan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when you're late, you miss everything.
All right, my fault.
My fault. No, it's not your fault. Go ahead.
When you guys asked if I was the Nolan from Volin, I had been, since that story, got screwed up by him, I had been replying to him asking what member of the wait staff.
One moment, please. Dave, what is this?
I just giving you the signal like I always give.
Oh, okay. We have an important call coming, Nolan.
Oh, no, you're good.
No, I apologize. Hello.
Hey, I know you got a guest. I know you're booked, but calling he was busy last night, 7 o'clock, going to some D-list comedian. But if you're interested,
go ahead.
This is Michael Rapinoe. Do you know who I am?
Michael Rapinoe. I don't think I do.
Okay.
Who is that, Dave?
Well,
do you know?
I don't know. Are you related to Megan Rapinoe by any chance?
No. Of course you wouldn't know that. You would be chasing the skirt, you fucking weirdo.
It's weird skirt to chase, Dave.
It's only Rapinoe. Yeah.
Are you done talking? You drunk? I'm the CEO of Live Nation and Ticketmaster.
Oh, yes, I did.
I
did watch you on the interview I beg your pardon, Mr. Rapinoe. Are you doing okay today?
Well, yeah, if you're interested, I don't want to upstage the guest.
Sure.
At some point today, 50-50 shot, I could get you Taylor Swift to call in.
Wow. You know what?
That.
I think we can do that. I think that's,
Okay.
I'm a celebrity, so I feel like I'll be able to talk to her anyway.
Okay.
But if you can make that happen, I think I'm in.
All right, everyone stay tuned. I cannot guarantee anything, and it's very rare of one. She'd be calling from this line, and as we know, wackos.
I understand.
Only wackos would call multiple times on the same line in a 5-minute span.
Oh, I understand.
So I can't guarantee anything.
I think it's a smart move, Mr. Rapinoe, just to appease our audience, huge Swifties. So I think if she comes on here and has a conversation with us and maybe even plays a song, I think that would actually go a long way.
Okay. All right. I'll see what I can do.
Great. Thank you. Good talk to you, Mike.
All right.
He's got to be having a rough day, huh?
Who's that?
The CEO of Ticketmaster.
I think he probably does, Nolan. You're right.
Completely overreaction. Completely.
He's had a rough
People
week.
are fucking nuts.
Who's that?
Everybody.
The
Everybody's.
Swifties?
It's Swifties. Everybody is. I think.
My girl?
Yeah, I think everybody's wrong on this
You
one.
think Kelly Keegs is wrong on this one?
Oh yeah, I think Kelly Keys is wrong. On
That felt so real, that reaction.
Oh, yeah.
It felt so authentic.
Everyone keeps saying this. Just wait for the secondary market to come down a little bit, blah, blah, whatever. Like, it'll be fine. You'll go. You're a celebrity.
Hold
You'll
on.
go.
That is the lowest moment. Like, I'm not one of these people, and Twitter's not going anywhere, but it would have been so great if Twitter ended right there. And that was the last thing ever tweeted by anybody. Like, Kelly Keegs, she's doing the worst part of it, too, where she's not saying she's a celebrity, but she's saying, well, everybody says I'm a celebrity.
Yes.
Nobody, I'm not a celebrity, to be very clear. I don't view myself at all as, I am not.
Regionally.
Regionally famous
regionally
or whatever.
you're
But
up
I do not view myself in any way, shape, or form as a celebrity.
Have you already been offered tickets to something, to an event that a lot of people don't have access to, or will not have access?
You
to?
couldn't get tickets out and about, right?
You're talking about the one you're referencing, right?
Yes.
Yes, that, and by the way,
That's a celebrity.
well, I'm talking about also the show that Kelly Keegs is bitching about. I've been offered tickets.
Oh yes. Okay.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
But that doesn't. But like I'm not. Please, I'm honest. I can go in the car. I can walk around here. It's fine. Once in a while, I get noticed. Very nice. People are nice.
Yeah.
Once in a while, people or fans might even come in here and sit down and say the Ticketmaster guys had a bad day after historically.
After they lied to you.
You get paid for that kind of analysis.
Yeah.
So
Rough week.
yeah, rough. Thank you. No, rough. No problem. But Kelly Keys did the thing where she's like, everyone's saying I'm a celebrity. Nobody has ever said that. Nobody. And then she's doing the thing on Twitter where she's like, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it. She's upset that Taylor, I mean, like, I bitched about Bruce a few months ago. No shit. Ticketmaster's a disaster. We're just learning this.
Why is it? I don't really understand why it's a disaster.
Well, it's the same thing as Bruce. I mean, it's the same situation.
No, it is a completely different situation.
Well, I mean,
actually.
people are getting boxed out. The prices are insane.
Yeah, but they based the situation on data that they had, and the data was just, unfortunately, like it was completely different than they expected. So you really can't give them shit. Like I just don't.
It's definitely a flawed system, though.
Can I ask you a question about that?
Of course.
1989, when you went to buy tickets to Bruce Springsteen concert.
Wasn't touring that year, Nolan.
91.
Nope.
94?
Nope.
Learn a lot about
86.
that soon.
86. I did not see him in touring. No, he wasn't. No.
Okay. Well, when he was touring.
Let's say 92, and I went to see him with Jim Russo at the Boston Garden.
There you go. So the tour gets announced. Tickets go on sale.
Now, it's so weird. I've been thinking about this. How does it work?
Right.
Yeah. So, like, it was quiet. Like, you would hear it on a radio station.
Okay.
Or it would be in the newspaper or something. And then you would find out, like, fifth hand. You talk to somebody at school. I remember talking to somebody at school and being like, yeah, John Mellencamp tickets are going on sale tomorrow. You want to go to Filene's or Strawberries and get them?
Oh, so you wouldn't go to the Garden and line up?
Some people did. Yeah. Some people did. I didn't do that. But I would go to the Strawberries in Burlington or the Sam Goody or whatever, and you would just wait in line.
But they were all vendors of the same place anyway.
Correct.
Yeah. So if you went to the Garden, actually, if you go direct to the venue, that's still through Ticketmaster, actually?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of
So
course.
You're
There's no shortcuts.
That's what's changed, though. It used to be directly from the Garden.
Right.
So why can't it be like GilletteStadiumTickets.com? They sell all the tickets to their show instead of Ticketmaster nationwide.
I don't know why Ticketmaster's monopoly, because every artist is against it. So I don't know why they, like, again, as I said with Bruce, who said nothing. He's kept his fucking mouth shut like a pussy.
So is Swift.
That's why, yeah, right. I mean, that's why Bruce won't come on here, because he knows I'm ask the tough questions. We told you, right, Dave?
Yeah, but
what did Bruce say to you in Bruce's voice?
Bruce's representatives.
What did Bruce say to you in his voice, Dave? What did he say?
Dude, I'm just a little too busy, Kirk.
Yeah, yes, he is.
Going on Jimmy Fallon 5 times this week.
I didn't ask. He's done 90 interviews. He's on with Questlove. Is that the artist?
Right. Yes.
Yeah, and all these other people. He's not been asked one question. I love Bruce, but
Howard Stern didn't say a word about it.
not a word. He'll be on HBO this weekend.
That's right.
Is that fucking crazy?
But Dave was saying it is different. There's no tickets available for Swift. Bruce, it was just people could get tickets. It was 10 grand.
Oh no,
40 grand.
Bruce violated the fan.
Right.
Like
yeah,
Bruce,
yeah.
he completely.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I'm saying both are a Ticketmaster fuck up, but you're right. They're different ways.
It's technically a Ticketmaster fuck up, but it's a fuck up that would have happened to any vendor she chose. So that's why I don't really understand the monopoly talk.
Or she just sold them herself.
Yeah, but if there were multiple companies,
Like we talk about, like when we sell our, and I know
if she
it's not-
sold it herself, she'd still be using some kind of system, right? It would have fucking exploded. Like it just would have.
How do they not know that?
Because
She's the biggest artist in the world.
They're basing all their information off the sample data that they have, and they took their best shot, and it was just wrong, whether they like it or not. She sold over 2 million tickets yesterday.
But she chose Ticketmaster?
Yes.
Yeah, but she's already locked in, right?
But you said they all hate Ticketmaster.
No,
Ticketmaster
is a monopoly in the sense that there is legitimately no other option for them besides really low-level tier shit.
Okay.
It's just not possible. But if there was Ticketmaster, let's say Live Nation was still around, and Live Nation directly could do it, and she chose Live Nation, the same fucking thing would have
I just
happened.
realized I called Bruce a pussy earlier, and I was about to threaten KMS Quotes and say if he tweets that out and they get his account suspended, but fucking nobody works at Twitter anymore.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Fucked.
Yeah.
The whole world is over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a mess.
Did you see the Dale tweet about that?
Dale blocked me.
Oh,
What did he say?
Dave.
I did not see he's blocked me as well.
Oh, I can pull it up. He says something about I
like this guy.
The fecal.
I kind of do. He looks normal, right? Like he looks like a productive member of society.
Thank you.
Do people call you Murph or no?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I would hate that. I wouldn't like that. How old are you? Don't. Dave, how old is he? How would you guess?
I'm going to say he is 29 years old.
I'd say 36.
Okay. In between 34.
That's not bad.
All right.
Where do you live?
I live in Chicago.
What are you doing
now.
here? Work?
I'm here for work, but I grew up here.
Okay, where?
Where'd I grow up?
Oh, what else would it be? Where else would the where be?
Where do I work or something?
Oh, I don't care about that.
Shrewsbury.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Nice,
I went to
nice.
school here.
Nice.
So born and raised and moved to Chicago, kind of like.
I don't know anybody else
big
like
cat.
that. No, it's not true. Not true. What did Dale
So
say?
Dale's tweet was, if the fecal matter strikes the oscillating instrument, thanks to the genius who bought Twitter, you can find me here also at Instagram.
I'm
so
so
instead
sick
of
of
saying,
that. Dave, you ever
shit
tweet
hit the fan.
If you ever tweet out that you have another account, I'm gonna fire you. These people. Twitter is going nowhere. Nowhere.
It does seem a little
the
slower,
fucking
though.
richest guy in the world owns it. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
It was great to see the high percentage of employees got laid off, and then it's still functioning.
Of course. What the fuck are we doing? What do you think? People think it's gonna? He bought it for $50 billion. Are you gonna shut it down? Why?
Well, it's not gonna shut it down. It's just does he have the resources available to keep it alive?
I don't know if he'll be able to hire anybody.
But the ones who were saying that it was going to shut down
on
were
Earth.
the people getting fired.
Yeah, but if you have like the woke mob who thinks Twitter is now part of Elon's, plan to, ruin free.
Do you think Twitter's going anywhere?
No, probably not. But
you do not. You do not.
But I can see how some of the best engineers in the world would not want to work for Twitter based on what they're hearing from, be it politicians or other people in the world. Don't you think? Like to keep Twitter alive, you need like really great people, great employees, and if they won't work for the company.
Of course, this guy's tweeting that Musk is now running Twitter with less than 50 key employees. So maybe they are gone. I don't know.
Yeah.
That just shows how much useless fat they had, though.
I guess. I mean, that would be. It'd be so great if it's gone. Please let it be gone. Although we need it for the case to kick it off or no?
Do we need it for the case?
Yeah or no?
There's a lot of subscribers that you have from last time, so you'll probably do it. And it traveled. Twitter is so irrelevant. I think Mikey Grinelli's the one who like preaches this all the time.
He's so smart.
Smartest guy in the world.
He really is. I think
but it's
three smartest people in the world
but
are
it's
Mike
the truth.
Grinelli.
It's
I
the
love
tr-
Mike. Yeah, go ahead.
It's the truth. Twitter is irrelevant. It's just where we
Everybody
all
says
like.
that.
It's an ego-driven thing completely.
But it's a place where you get like I don't get that kind of news like on Instagram.
No,
right?
you get that news because people have an ego, and that's where they want to share the news. That's where they want to give it for the first time.
But I think it's also an older crowd that's less likely to put like a book recommendation for me or a movie or a podcast on like TikTok.
Right.
Yes.
It's not going to find that.
Yeah, yeah. But if it didn't exist, they would be there. Like Facebook would
or
be
somewhere else. Right?
Facebook would be. We talk about it all the time. The way people use Facebook.
Yeah.
In certain communities is completely different than the way we would ever use it.
Sure. I think that's economically driven, oddly, in some ways.
Weird.
Yeah. I don't know why, but I think that's probably.
Would you say Twitter's a net positive or negative on society?
Negative. That's
hell of a question right there.
Well, right?
Negative.
It sucks.
Yeah. Nothing good.
Nothing good comes out of it. The news, everyone says, "Oh, I get my news scores." It sucks. People are horrible.
Terrible. I am not a fan. What are you laughing at?
It's just a funny conversation,
right?
Why?
A net positive, like social media in general, then would be deemed negative on society.
I agree.
So all of it.
If it got wiped up tomorrow, you'd be ruined.
But the purpose was to connect people.
But things would be better if social media was gone.
The purpose was to make money.
Yeah.
Well, you don't believe Zuckerberg wanted to connect the world at all?
I do not. Yeah. I do not believe that. What else is going
on? Did you see Jamel Hill's comments on Barstool Sports or anything like that?
I did see that. Yeah. Those are not Milton's clothes.
No. My buddies were telling me I should go to Milton's. And
how long are you in town for?
2 weeks.
Oh, you're here for 2 weeks?
Well, I'm here through Thanksgiving. My family still lives here.
Oh, do you have a family yourself or no?
I have a wife.
Okay, is she coming back for Thanksgiving? Or
she's flying in Wednesday, and I have a dog. And I'd say, Dave, if I left my dog on a Tuesday night and drove in to see Matt Siegel answer a Q&A, he'd be sad.
It'd be a problem.
Yeah,
I think my dog was sad that I left that night.
You have a dog?
Yeah, I have a dog.
I know.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
What's your dog's name?
Harper.
Oh, I did know that. You mentioned that stupid dog before. Your dog was upset that you left for Matt Siegel. Yeah.
What about your kids?
No, they definitely
My kids were going to bed. And I would have been in bed at 8 o'clock that night.
Was there any point at the night where like all the women were up and like doing this? Were you doing that with them or no?
I clapped a little bit.
I
clapped for him.
Did you high five any women? Or
no high five. But they were rambunctious and annoying as fuck.
Were you at one of those
time.
tables?
No, I was way
staring?
in the nosebleeds. I bought them in the
third, like the third.
Yeah, all the way up, like borderline last row. They wouldn't let me stand in the back. I wanted to stand. But
they wouldn't? Who's they? Security?
One of the guys who actually was helping us.
Just ignore him. I ignore him.
What did your wife say when you left?
Well, my wife is a big Maddie fan.
So why couldn't she go?
Why didn't you bring her?
I literally asked her. I said, we can call one of my sisters. You want to come? She's like, oh, no, I don't feel like going right now. But she just
even she didn't want to go. What was the average? What was the average age of the woman there?
59.
Yeah, that's probably a good guess.
Yeah,
probably
60
somewhere like
old.
59. Yeah. Yeah, they were rambunctious.
Well, that's good. They were excited.
Yeah.
Anyway, Milton's
Bizarre. Sorry.
No, it's okay. No, Milton's is a fucking unbelievable, Dave. Anyway, the store from it does. Who cares? The stay warm and look good during the transition to winter. Got Milton's on right now. New fall arrivals for your favorite collections like Tommy Bahama, Vineyard Vines, North Face, fall selections from Peter Millar and Faraday, South Shore Plaza, Braintree, Chestnut Hill Square, Chestnut Hill, and now open at the Burlington Mall. You can shop online at miltons.com. Fall vests and overshirts from Peter Millar, Johnston Murphy, your coats from Barber. If you're getting married or attending a fall wedding, buy one and get one free suit event is going on right now. Again, South Shore Plaza, Braintree, Chestnut Hill Square, Chestnut Hill, now open at the Burlington Mall. I suppose. What? Burlington Mall one's close to Shrewsbury or no? Is that right? Chestnut Hill? Burlington Mall?
That would be his closest because he's coming this way probably.
Yeah, it's probably pretty close. Yeah. Anyway, the original sponsor of Kirkman, not just this show. Again, go to Milton's right now. Our favorite sponsor. The holiday season coming up. I imagine they'll be open on Friday, right? All the stores Black Friday?
Yep.
Burlington Mall, get in there. Easy to drive in there on Black Friday at Burlington Mall. Forget it.
Layup.
Oh, my God. Beautiful. Cruise right down Middlesex Turnpike. Bang right in there. Make a day of it. That's what I would say.
That's a great day for business for Bill, I'm sure.
I ate dinner over at the Chestnut Hill Mall the other day. It's a mall, right?
Should write a book about that.
Thanks.
So you were right there, but you chose
but you didn't go there.
Yeah.
I did not.
Where'd you have dinner?
Legal Seafood.
Oh, wow. Huh.
It's pretty good.
Creative place to go to.
I got it at the Classics. It's
unbelievable.
Wow. They don't have the seafood in Chicago, so I go when I can.
Who'd you go? Did you go with work? People from work? Or
by myself.
By yourself?
Sat at the bar.
Can't beat that.
That was great.
You cannot beat that.
Kind of people watch, hang out.
You're not staying with your family while you're home.
No, they're begging me to.
Really?
Yeah, but no, I'm literally I'm at Arsenal Yards, right next to Taffer's.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, I went there the other night.
Did you go?
Yeah.
How was it?
Empty.
Yeah, I bet.
But it was good actually. I got chicken. It was good. It's very weird. They've got a very small picture of John Taffer on the wall. It's odd.
It's like they're embarrassed almost.
Yeah, like you think it'd be bigger, but it's like a 12 by 12.
Really?
Taffer's never been a guy about him. He's always like he's about the food. He's about the restaurant. He's not that.
What's
guy.
the name of the place?
Taffer's Tavern. Actually.
Okay. Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
He's a small ego.
Subtle.
I think he just opened a new location. Actually.
Really?
I believe. I forget where it is. Somebody was tweeting about it.
You had the butt funnel. You know what that is, Dave?
No.
What's that?
Tell me about the butt funnel, Nolan.
That's just famous. If you ever watched his show, that's what he would always install at the restaurants or bars that he'd upgrade. He put a butt funnel in. It's like a little mini standing area that people would funnel to and creates traffic.
Oh, huh.
That's how guys and girls they flirt. They had one. Took a picture of it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was empty. Like
Place is totally empty.
Totally empty. Kind of felt bad.
That's too bad. Well, it's a weekday. I guess.
I know.
I don't know. Yeah, that place has totally changed. When I was at EI, it was like it was this old shit mall.
Really?
Yeah,
It's wild what's over there.
I don't even remember. It wasn't the RMV in there or something like that. I don't even remember.
I think that was across the street. That's where the Papagino's was.
Oh, that's the other mall. I don't remember what was up there.
Yeah, it was like an old Navy and but it was like
it was a
old
shitty one
mall,
too, and it was like a stairs to go upstairs. But yeah, I remember that. Yep.
I got a question about Papagino's to you, Kirk.
Okay.
Do you feel at all responsible for their downfall?
No.
I feel like you had a mini campaign against them a couple
Well,
years ago.
their downfall was way before that. They were closing left and right. No.
When did that start?
The actual downfall started when they merged with
D'Angelo's?
D'Angelo's. That was the beginning.
I love D'Angelo's.
And they just became like it's just like a dark place now. I don't know what happened. Like it's not happy anymore. I said this, but I want to bring it back.
Yeah.
It is dark.
Colleen's idea was to turn the Wilburn to a Papagino's.
I remember that.
That would have been a great set,
Would have been
actually.
strange, but yeah.
No one was at the Wilbur.
Oh, was that right?
Traveled for that. Yeah.
Oh, good.
I was 6 rows behind the guy whose face you smashed in with a fold-up chair.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't believe it when I saw it.
Did you do the VIP?
I did.
I can't believe I don't remember meeting you. That's impossible for me to believe.
You know, it's funny. You talked about the guy from South Carolina. I was right behind him. You guys were talking for a while, and I was like, all right.
Which guy?
Some guy you met when you were doing the case. He was tall.
Oh, yeah. There was, he was like a PI.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. He was there. That's Steve's guy, yeah. And Steve, go ahead.
I was going to say, I brought up Sporty McKenzie to you at the VIP.
Okay.
I feel like that's kind of maybe what inspired his return.
You've talked to him.
I know.
Yeah, you got me on that one. I don't know. Yes, certainly was a factor. You're going to be in. You're probably not going to make it out to Maine in March then.
Actually, no. I have tickets. My friend got him. My buddy got him. Same guy who I went with last time.
So it's okay for him to go, but he gives you shit for Matt Siegel.
It's interesting.
No,
it's interesting.
I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know. His dog will be sad.
That's true.
That's true. Were you in Mississippi or no?
No.
I was thinking of this. I don't know why. I was actually thinking of this last night between shit like 28 and 36 or whatever. For some reason, I thought about Mississippi, and that morning when I had breakfast, what was the name of the place?
Oh, fuck. What was
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
In Macomb, the fucking railroad died.
Yeah.
I'll look it up. Yeah. I had breakfast. I just sat there with like 3 listeners, and then they left, and like 2 other guys just sat down. I sat with them for like a half hour.
Hung out, talked to them.
What? I must have been sick at that point with COVID. Because my mind must have been. I was literally thinking that last night while I was shitting. I was like, why? And one of them was the drip from Florida. The other one was the pizza guy.
I can't believe somebody left. Like they left you there.
Well, I was kind of at that point though, where I was like,
were they normal good guys?
I think I said them at one point. I was like, we kind of have nothing left to say that we can. Like, we've run out of things.
It's not the Star Driving. No, that's not.
No.
Why? It's not coming up on Google. I don't know.
It's in Macomb.
Oh, it's Macomb.
Were they good guys when you had breakfast with them?
They were fine. Isn't it like the railway?
Yeah, I feel like it was something along those lines. The morning rail?
The morning rail.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
There it is. It wasn't bad. It was okay.
Yeah, it was all right.
Did you go?
I just went there in the morning just to go. I didn't even eat there. I just went.
I've been all over the country. That is top 10 most depressing downtowns I've ever been in.
You hit some of those random towns down south. It's bad.
Magnolia looks like fucking Austin, Texas compared to like.
Yeah.
Because Magnolia had the La Mariposa, and it had
but that wasn't exactly the nicest.
It had the little store next to it.
Yeah.
Even that was more than the Pizza Hut across.
That was
the
a nice
street.
street. There was a nice area on the street where
like in the middle of there.
Yeah. But the actual plaza itself was not
great.
Yeah,
not great.
Yeah.
What else going on?
Did we get? By the way, did we interrupt him? Did he explain why he lied to us on the telephone the other day? Or because you approved,
the CEO of Ticketmaster called in when I was explaining.
Right, you approved Nolan, who duped Ben Volen. Right, and we have talked about Nolan in the past before he called in.
Yeah, we almost had him on that day.
Yes,
after, right?
correct.
We like him. Yeah.
So we talked about it, whatever, and he said he was that person for some reason.
No, not necessarily. You said, "Are you the Nolan and Ben Volen?" And I thought, because I reply to Ben Volen a lot, asking him, if his source is the Dunkin' Donuts manager.
He hasn't blocked you yet?
No.
Oh, wow. Is that quieted down for Volen? Because he blocked me.
I don't know.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. You think it's quieted down?
Well, I see a few replies, but it's not as aggressive.
That's how you do it. You just keep tweeting.
It's
right?
time. Yeah.
That's why do you have a job?
So what you're saying is that you are Nolan and you respond to Ben Volen.
Exactly. And I thought you guys had seen my tweets maybe and thought,
Had what?
Had seen them and were fans of the commentary.
That's like fucking Clemmer that time at the Wilbur. He was like, my name was on the list. Remember?
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah. I didn't go through the whole list that day, Chris, of the people there.
Now, in fairness, we did have a VIP list. If he was on that, we would have known. He didn't buy
anyway. So what's your Twitter handle? Go ahead, Nolan.
It's nmurphy10. But no, that's the only reason why I called in. And like I said, I happened to be here for work.
Well, let's not lie. You knew that you were manipulating us in that moment.
A little bit. I went along with it.
What do you put out of 10, Dave? Out of 10 on the Hardo scale.
Yeah.
No.
Where do you put the Twitter avatar sunglasses background picture golf swing?
Ooh.
That's a 9.6.
Come on.
That's got to be in the 8 range. Minimum, yeah.
That's solid. That's solid.
That's a 6.
I don't mind it. I'm just saying.
Run of the mill.
I'll give you that.
That's a good wedding picture, and then the swing.
It is a formal profile picture though.
Thank you.
That looks like almost like LinkedIn-ish.
That looks like a sales asshole.
Yeah. Don't say that.
True or false?
False.
No say. What do you do?
Engineering.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay, nice. I'll follow you, Nolan, on Twitter. Why not?
Oh, thank you.
Boy, my world's about to change.
Yeah, you're about. You're about.
Not a heavy tweeter. It looks like.
No.
Good.
But if you go, like I said, I hate Volen.
Yeah.
Ever since he was on, honestly, with you at EEI, he was so smug.
He just stinks. Like he was bad on the air. That's what I was saying to Jerry. I'm like, I don't care that he stinks on the air.
Was he 4 feet tall? Does he look?
He's a little guy. He's a little blimp. Yeah.
And I remember he was tweeting at the Super Bowl in Tampa Bay from his hotel room. He sent a picture out of all the people walking around.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Without masks. And I was like, dude.
He's a fucking weirdo.
What is wrong with you? Breathe a little.
What are you laughing at?
It's just funny. It's just, I don't know. It's universal hatred for a guy like Ben Volin.
He's an asshole.
Funny.
Yeah. Who knows? Did you see that Gaz retweeted that? A bunch of people retweeted that yeshiva.
Yes.
Of the Portnoy?
Yeah. Not the CEO, by the way. So
Jewish, true. Yeah. I mean, unless Eric, I mean, I don't know if Erica is Jewish at all, but she doesn't. I don't know if she has 44.5 million Amex points either.
No, true.
Did you see the Walgreens girl and he said that to her?
Yeah, we say she can go on vacation or something. Right? He could. I suppose he could.
You could buy an island, I think, with that much.
I was happy with my Amex total. 44.5 million. Holy shit. What's he buying with that?
He's buying everything. Everything he does with.
Like if he rents out a plane, he uses that.
He's using
it.
That's just smart. But that's smart.
It's genius. Yeah.
Not if he never uses it.
Well, he will eventually.
He will. Yeah, he will when he retires. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I would think, right?
Yeah.
We got a prison with it. But I don't know. Because that's what I was thinking at first. I was like, I don't have 44.5 million. Okay.
Yep.
Does that equal dollars?
It's a weird. The Amex thing is kind of strange.
Not one for one.
No. It's like
didn't they say on it? It was like he can get an all-inclusive vacation or something. It wasn't a lot.
No. You can get a lot more than that. But I mean,
they said, yeah.
But whatever. Like a $200 hotel room for the night is probably like 50,000 points.
Okay.
So it's
different values.
Yeah, you got to take your time with it.
I love how anything that's kind of like a social trend but is serious at the same time, Tucker Carlson calls Dave Portnoy to come on.
Was Dave on last night?
He was on last night talking about
Twitter,
the FTX guy. He wasn't even talking about Twitter.
I hate that fucking topic.
Yeah.
I talked to him, by the way, when they advertised. He was always a weird guy. Like this charm and all that stuff. No way. He was the least charming guy I've ever spoken. No, there wasn't like, oh my God, this guy's
live
such a
event or
genius.
something?
Yeah, he was at the Fox was live at like the Patriot Awards or something like that in Florida.
Dave was not there.
No, Dave was there on
And
set.
where was it? In Florida?
I think it was Hollywood, Florida, right? Is that close to Miami? I don't know where that is.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't care about the FTX thing. I don't care.
Well, it's pretty fucked up, but
I know it is. I'm just saying.
I don't even know how to follow it. Really, it just seems like this guy duped everybody.
I see exactly. I see it, and I just go dark. I have no. I'm sure it's terrible.
Well, that guy yesterday, who I just saw some of that, that filed in the lawsuit or whatever. The guy who's the CEO now was like, "This is worse than Enron."
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I believe it is. I'm sure it is.
Billions.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
But it's also bullshit that we blame. I know where you're gonna go with this, but like, let's not blame fucking Tom Brady and Steph Curry for taking FTX's money.
What did they pay them to do?
To promote the company.
Okay, and put their name and the trust they built with the audience, right?
Yeah, but there are bad people, and like in everything we do, you end up I'm sure there's somebody connected to Entercom when you work there that was a bad person, and you didn't do your research and didn't know
Absolutely.
about it.
I actually don't disagree with you on that. Do I think like Steph Curry? Like,
do shit.
But they ballooned it. They made it worse.
Sure, but put it this way: if you're investing your money because Tom Brady tells you to, you're a fucking idiot.
You deserve it.
That's
But
plain
they're
and
not
simple.
They're not necessarily investing their money. They're using
putting
a
their name on.
platform.
They're putting their name
They're
on.
putting a platform that Tom Brady said, and then they're saying like, "Oh, this platform must be."
I know, but if you do anything because Tom Brady tells you to do it, I'm not saying it because I don't like Brady. Anybody. If a celebrity,
That's not.
you're a fucking idiot.
That's the real world, though. Everybody is.
No, it's not. You're a fuck. If you do that,
So 95% of the world is idiots.
no, if you do something because somebody tells you to do it,
Yeah.
you're crazy. Now, let me talk about Allbirds for a second.
Okay. That's a perfect one.
No, but you understand what I'm saying. No,
Yes.
like Allbirds, for example, I think is a good product, but I wouldn't say to somebody,
Right.
You better, but I don't think Brady's doing that either.
Like your feet will be more healthy if you get Allbirds.
Yeah, well,
but let's say-
that's what I mean. Brady drifts into that area of distrust with me anyway because of all the Guerrero stuff.
Did you see what came out yesterday with Guerrero? TB12 Inc. and TB.
I did not.
12 Foundation.
I was on the shelf
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah.
What happened?
It was like the TB12 Inc. was getting funded by the TB12
Oh, here we go.
Foundation.
I don't know how to explain it, but
It's the non-for-profit versus profit.
Yep.
And like Guerrero was getting paid.
Of course.
Like $700,000 I saw.
I'm sure. Does that surprise
But
you?
from the charity. and it
Out
was-
of the foundation.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's very shady.
Of course, he's one of the great scumbags of all time.
It was a headline in the Post today that was like, Giselle and Tom Brady donated 0.00008% of their net worth or something like that.
They've donated like $50,000 over 20 years.
Is that really true?
It's something very low.
Yeah,
it wasn't even $1 million, I don't think.
What do you mean, to any charity?
To any, or I
I'm
don't know.
sure it's specifically like one that they set up, and I'm sure they've done.
Oh, this has been a story before. Yeah, I know.
It was a bad look.
Yeah, well, I mean, these are not good people. People think Tom Brady is a great person. I don't get that. He's a great quarterback.
Well, they have a team of people.
One of the best, one of the 30 best quarterbacks ever. I'm serious. You don't think that's true?
30?
Yeah. You don't think that's true?
Can you name the
He is.
29 others, please? Mm-hmm. Who's the other 29?
I could name you 29. I want you guys who haven't lost the Super Bowl. Eli Manning, Joe Montana. Who's the guy who beat him? Nick Foles.
Nick Foles.
Did Nick Foles beat him in the Super Bowl? Yes,
he did.
He did.
What year? Play me the sound of Brady beating Foles in the Super Bowl. Let's hear it.
I can't do it. I can't.
Why not?
I'm Googling. I'm looking everywhere for it. I can't find it.
Terry Bradshaw.
Yep.
Never lost a Super Bowl. He never lost a Super Bowl.
So
Steve Young never lost a Super Bowl. Troy Aikman never lost a Super Bowl. He won 3, lost none. Ever. Didn't lose any.
Brady's been to like 12, 11.
Great. I'm with my guy Ben Bowen. I'd rather have a guy who's undefeated. 1-0 is better than 7-3 all day long.
I got a question about your Brady interviews.
Okay, we'll get to that after the Allbirds read. It's exciting, though. As I go through my career, it's my favorite thing to do.
No, it's a question I've always had.
I want to see. Is
It
there?
was surreal talking about the Curtatone lawsuit with the guy on the phone the other day.
Yeah, when you called about that,
That was very strange. What were you saying?
I do want to see if he has. He has notes, doesn't he? I knew it. I knew it.
No, did you put a plural at the end of that?
Notes.
Note.
Yeah, but it's a page of notes.
Okay. Oh, I think. Okay.
Yeah.
It's printed out. It's like typed out.
I printed it.
What a fucking image at the hotel lobby, right?
I wasn't at the hotel. I was at work this morning, and I walked over to the printer and made sure no one else saw it or got
the
it.
progress of engineering is slowed by a day, so Nolan can ask me my Tom Brady interviews. It's probably trying to cure cancer or something. Anyways, Allbirds are great. You can wear them in the snow, rain, whatever. The Allbirds Mizzle collection. You'll enjoy the added comfort of treading lighter on the planet as well. Built using premium natural materials, they have low environmental impact. But the carbon, it's weird they have you on away on work like in the middle of Thanksgiving. No, Dave?
Well,
the project
or is it a trip that you decided to take?
You kind of time it.
No, we scheduled a project before. It just happened.
So it's before and after Thanksgiving?
Yeah, we're doing outside work, so it's before the weather gets bad.
You're doing work outdoors?
My project is.
Okay, you're not though.
No, okay. I walk outside and check how things are going.
So you watch these guys working in the cold while you type these questions?
Exactly.
Seems reasonable.
For those
guys.
You a fitness guy? I mean, he's doing Allbirds read. Do you run or something? You look pretty fit.
No, exercise.
Oh, you're a former hockey player.
Baseball.
Baseball, yeah.
Played baseball
St. John's
at WPI, St. John's.
Okay. Oh, yeah?
WPI.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah. What's that, Dave?
That's a good school.
Single season wins record holder.
Is that true?
8-2 my junior year.
That's still the record?
Still the record.
Wow. That's one of the great records in sports, I would say.
They haven't recovered since.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're here today with the single season wins record holder, Worcester Poly Institute of Technology.
Smooth swing, I bet. I bet he still got it.
I think you're a lefty.
I was a pitcher. I am a lefty.
Yeah, you give off a lefty vibe.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
So why did you say
know
smooth swing when I said wins?
You know what he reminds me of? Huh? Physically, that's why I thought he was a lefty. Mike Weir.
Oh, okay.
That's not a bad thing.
Yeah,
What's wrong with Mike Weir?
He's like 5'2".
Yeah. So are you. You're not
Masters
tall.
winner himself.
5'10".
You're not 5'10".
5'9.5".
Yeah, it's
Mike Weir's literally 5'4", isn't he?
I think he's like 5'5". Yeah,
It's wicked small.
on the Masters.
That's it.
If I said you could win the Masters, but you'd win the Masters, play Gus whenever you want, but you're 4'8".
No.
Oh, yeah, you won the Masters, definitely. Yeah,
4'8".
4'8", win the Masters.
3'8".
And you can go back. You can go back and play every year.
Yeah, no, you can go back. You're a member.
Yeah.
I'm giving you a membership of the
Win the
Gus.
Masters.
4'8". No.
You would, Dave?
Yeah, I'd take that.
4'2".
Can I win in impressive fashion?
4'2". For the rest of your life, you're 4'2". Let's turn to the KFC radio. 4'2".
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I don't know what the bar is.
Dave, do you know how small 4'2" is?
It's very small, but winning the Masters is amazing.
Shorter than Harry. I know, but you win the Masters at 4'2".
But you don't like
pretty
walk
awesome.
on rides.
I guess the reality.
50. Yeah, it'd be tough.
You don't like walk. You're not like walking down the street, and just because you won the Masters, you get noticed or something like that. So there are not too many benefits outside of playing in the Masters. Every year.
Immediately after.
Or if you're 4'2" and you won the Masters, you would.
You're right.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
They'd have to get a little suit maker in there.
I would think so. Allbirds, get the most comfortable shoe you're going to wear running, whether it's rain, even the weather's great, obviously, snow. It's going to work. Trust me, the built-in Puddle Guard absolutely works. That's allbirds.com, ALLBIRDS.com, ALLBIRDS.com. We try that one more time. ALLBIRDS.com, our great partners at Allbirds. So what's your question there, Murph?
For the Brady interviews.
Yeah.
Did his camp people, agents, him ever lay out like things or questions you could not say?
Nope, never once. Not to me anyway. Never one time.
Okay.
Nope. No, we never dealt with
Really?
Don Yee or nobody like that.
Because those interviews, that was the first time when anyone had ever broken the shell of him being, a god, perfect. When you started going in on him, that was like the greatest.
Once I got to the show, yeah. Well, yeah, but it was.
Once you got in, right? It was third. What about that third down conversion?
That was boring. I just thought, and it was boring anyway. Even, but yeah, I don't know. Like I just didn't. I never got Brady's whole I'm a warrior, and then if you ask him a tough question, he acts like a baby.
Totally.
I don't know.
It was wild. Right? I couldn't get out of the car. I remember driving around and I can't believe you're saying these things. Yeah. I'd be mad at you because Brady was such.
So you had a real inner turmoil going on.
I did.
No, yeah, I could see that.
Me and the rest of my friends would be like, "What the fuck is Kirk doing?"
Well, you're the GOAT of Worcester baseball. Some say he's the GOAT of football. I don't, but yeah.
Right. And if back in my day, if people started questioning certain things,
sure, I understand.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's an overhyped perception of the news media or radio that these people force only approved questions.
Sometimes I think they do, but I have never had that in my career.
That was the first time anyone had ever asked Brady anything like that, though. What you were asking?
Yeah, but it was really not until the Guerrero thing, really, because that pissed me off. My parents were sick, I think, at the time. That hit me in the spot. So
you asked him if he supported women beaters on Floyd Mayweather.
True. Yeah, that was just being an asshole.
I know. It was
well, he sent a video to him that week. He was like, "Hey, I love you, buddy." And I'm like,
right.
Well, how do you feel about this?
Right. After Jerry asked him about a 3rd and 4.
Yeah, well, Jerry wasn't happy about that. I wish Brady, I'm glad he's still playing. I wish he would go into film at some point. I wouldn't mind seeing him in a movie.
Oh my God.
What do you think? Think that might work or not?
It looked like a bad Hallmark movie or something.
I'll tell you why this is so. Sometimes I forget, and everybody's on Twitter listening. So they released a trailer to this movie we talked about, 80 for Brady.
Yes.
With Oscar winners Rita Moreno, Jane Fonda.
Now it's time for the 80 for Brady starting lineup.
Sally Field.
Lily Tomlin, Wayne State University.
Lily Tomlin.
Rita Moreno, PS 132.
Sally Field, Birmingham High School.
Jane Fonda.
I think those are their real
college
high schools.
dropout.
I think they are. I think they are.
I'm going to go on a limb. I think this is going to be a decent movie.
You do not.
No,
Dave, you don't.
It looks like they filmed it in this building.
I'm not being that guy. I have gone.
Do
can I just give you my reasoning? I'm not saying it's going to win a fucking award.
Dave, it's going to stink. Don't be.
I don't know. I'm about to ask you a question. That show, I've said this on this.
Grace and Frankie?
That show is actually funny. Okay. Now, you might not like it. I actually think it's funny. Okay. If the people involved in that show they're not whatsoever.
I don't believe they
I figured those two together, maybe there would be some kind of connection there.
I don't believe
if that were the case, I would say this thing stands a chance.
Do you think the trailer looked funny?
No, the trailer did not look
Sally Field looked good.
She looks the best of all of them.
Yeah.
Jane Fonda,
I know.
It's
staples.
What's funny is Brady's face looks like Jane Fonda's face now. It's true. Like if you look at it, they're so what is that collagen or
Botox?
It's so much of it. They look the same now.
Yeah. And it fills up. You're right. The filler.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Brady I find psychologically interesting is he produces a movie, and the movie he makes about people who just worship him.
Right.
Like it's just, but not even like a good movie. It's just weird. It's just strange.
He produced it?
Yeah, he's producing it. Yeah.
Well, don't you think that was presented to him? Don't you think that was somebody built that up? And
could have said no.
He's taking a.
Put it this way, Dave. I won't give him much shit on the FTX because if you follow me, if he produces this movie, it's a steaming pile of shit and he's in it. I think we can criticize him for that, right?
No, you can definitely criticize him. I'm just saying the move for it to be about himself. It's his first.
It's the worst trailer I've ever seen in my life.
It reminded me of that Kurt Warner movie trailer.
The Kurt Warner movie it would be Schindler's List compared to this. Schindler's List have more laughs than this, I think.
I know Guy Fieri's in this, so
a lot of
that loser
Fieri.
too. What a train wreck. I don't even get. That is for old women, obviously.
Yeah. Yep. Going to the Super Bowl.
We never go to the movies anymore. That crowd is gone. So would Kathy Conley go to that movie?
No, but that's why I figured as soon as that was announced, that was that was a Netflix thing. I just figured.
Right. That was my thing.
Yeah.
Why is
Hallmark?
Why is it in the theaters?
And it would do crazy numbers on just being Netflix, I bet. It would go insane.
Because I think it would even become a thing where people watch it because it's so bad. Yeah. It would become that thing even for a couple of days. It doesn't even matter. I don't.
Yeah.
Did you see what Quentin Tarantino said yesterday about movies?
Yes, I did.
You agree?
This is the worst. First of all, his book. When do we have in? I call him QT. When do we have a Q on?
It's still open for debate.
If you guys
got
still him on, that would be awesome.
He's still working on
his schedule. I like that Quentin Tarantino one. He's still working on his schedule?
Yeah.
His book, Cinema Speculation, which is out right now, is fucking-tastic.
Really?
It's one of the 5 best books I've read in my Kirk Minahan list of 2022. Might be number 1 at the end of the year. Wow. I'm still curating and putting it together.
What's he do? He goes through like his process, or he just
he talks about his life as a moviegoer, going to movies.
He loves movies, huh?
Loves movies, and it's basically a biography told in that way. It's fucking great.
Really?
I can't recommend it enough. Awesome.
But he's into that weird, like older.
Yeah, I like that stuff.
Foreign stuff,
Love
like
it.
a lot of that.
Yeah, but I just like him talking about it. He has a podcast now with Roger Avery, who he co-wrote Pulp Fiction with. Avery wrote the middle part, I think. And they talk about old movies. It's I forget the name of it. It's excellent. Fantastic podcast.
Pulp Fiction's
what the hell's the name of it? I subscribe to it. Fuck, I forget. Anyway, go find it.
Did you know that
I bet I did.
Kill Bill, Hattori Hanzo,
yep.
You know the sword?
The sword?
It's based on a real person, loosely.
Is that why? Yeah, I didn't know that, Nolan. See what he's bringing here, Dave?
Wow.
Is that in the notes?
I like felt it.
I don't know. It's been on recently a lot, and I looked it up.
Excellent movie. Both are great. I think of it as one. It's really one movie.
Right.
Yeah, you said this is the worst period in film history. I think but that's part of getting older too. You say that, but you know what? I don't think he's wrong. But that's because I'm getting older.
But the buzz when a Tarantino movie comes out at the theater, that is few and far between these days.
For sure, especially when it's not a franchise movie. No question about it. You know, he's a franchise. So that's.
It wouldn't be. The buzz isn't like it was 10 years ago though. Like
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was a big event. Tarantino, DiCaprio and Pitt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of sucked.
I mean, you have to have a monster.
Like
you have to have.
You also
a
said it's his
monster
best
lineup.
movie, which is crazy.
No.
Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, I predict. I can't imagine anyone's gonna go to that movie. It comes out in February, just dead zone. Are they releasing it like Super Bowl weekend?
It's it's like the 3rd.
Oh, so that's Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you're right. Now I'm coming more to your side of the street. That is a weird move to agree to let your first foray into entertainment be about you like that to that degree. That's a weird move.
Hey, it's not like it's like a Kurt Warner one either. It's just like a straight biopic. Brady's story is pretty interesting, I guess, but like now it's about these old ladies who worship. I know it's kind of semi based on a true story, but it's not really. And like, it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck. What else?
You didn't want to hear that Jamel Hill audio?
No, 1 second. What do you have in your notes? No, anything else?
I was gonna ask you guys if you heard about the fetuses they found in South Boston last night.
I saw the headline, but I
headline.
didn't look
What
into
happened?
it.
So I got a buddy that lives nearby. One or multiple fetus or infant.
Was that, Dave?
His buddy's on the scene.
He's on the case.
I got sources everywhere. In a lady's freezer. It was like a 100-year-old woman.
Okay.
She was getting put in a retirement home. The kid was like cleaning out the apartment.
I understand.
Her son.
Yeah.
And opened up the freezer, and there was a.
So she just killed people, or
I
she just
think it was
aborted
like
them,
she
or?
was. Yeah.
Really?
Something like that.
Self-abortion? That's a Shark Tank pitch.
Or
dun 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 dun.
play the vacuum sound.
That could work.
That's gross.
Okay. Interesting. That's your notes, huh?
No, that's
What else?
that's one of them.
Okay.
And in the morning, Tarantino.
Tarantino aborted fetus.
Oh, did you see Qatar ban booze?
I did see that.
Wild move.
I did see that. Yes. Yeah. When is that? Does that start already?
This weekend.
This weekend.
No.
Yeah.
Do you care about that or no?
No.
Okay. Do you, Dave, or no? You don't care. Right?
No, but I feel like you end up seeing some of it somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's on at weird hours too.
If the U.S. makes a run, you start watching it.
Yeah. I don't care about it. I'm just not into it. I don't know.
Why are they just like randomly banning booze? Is it just it's a disaster over there, right? So
Yeah,
they're just like
you
purposely
saw that
fucking
reporter
shit
the
up.
other day. You got like
tossed off the scene.
chucked out. I mean,
Yeah.
it's wild.
It's all corrupt, right? That's how they
Oh
got
my
it.
God! It's the most corrupt organization in the world.
So they don't care what impact the alcohol sales have.
No, they gave it to that place. They don't care. It's like the Olympics. They just give it to these fucking.
So what
dictators
does that do to Budweiser though? Like Budweiser just all of a sudden doesn't have to pay them, right? It's
not
almost like a good
Budweiser.
thing.
It's every alcohol.
No, I know, but Budweiser's kind
Budweiser's
of like
a sponsor,
getting
though, right? Weren't they?
Yeah,
Didn't they
so
have
they're
a-
getting like the most publicity around it. Like, I was just at the convenience store and there's a huge banner that says like Budweiser, official fucking beer of the World Cup.
Oh,
or
really?
whatever. So they have marketing around it everywhere, and now they just don't have to pay for it. And headlines everywhere. They probably got billions of dollars worth of media coverage today.
I guess. I always wonder, like, does Budweiser need to advertise anymore?
It's pretty well
No,
known.
but you probably
It's like
just
Coke or like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you do, but like I see a McDonald's
you
commercial.
probably
I'm like,
need
what the
to.
fuck?
You probably need to just to like stay relevant.
Generationally?
No, not necessarily to direct to the consumer, but also like
DTC, they say on Shark
yes,
Tank.
they do. But also just like for the stores, because you always want to be front and center. Like you need that real estate
Yeah,
within the liquor store. You got to keep that up. So if you're marketing, they're going to keep putting you there probably.
You guys find it odd. I was watching a little bit last night while I was on the toilet.
Did a lot on the toilet. Huh?
I did.
Oh, is that what your food
missed that
poisoning
part
was?
of the show. No
Yes.
Oh,
What's that?
sorry.
no one missed that part of the show.
He was late. It's fine. Walking around.
Just trying to find parking.
So a bunch of my buddies played trivia last night. Foreplay and
You
Spin
guys talked
Chicklets.
about your performance.
Oh no, Dave hasn't given me any credit for that yet. We'll get there in a second. So Chicklets won, I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I found it interesting. I was watching it. And they did golf and whatever and something else. It was fun. They had good back and forth. I enjoyed it. And I love those guys. Do you find it odd as the 2-time MVP and soon to be 3-time MVP of this league? I have never been called as a phone a friend.
Very odd.
Wow, I never thought about that.
Very.
I don't think I've ever. I think Dan asked me once, "Hey, you gonna be around?" If you mean nobody's. I think it's telling like how much people don't like me.
Yep.
Well, it's never Larry Bird or
it was golf. I
golf.
mean, there were 2 baseball questions I'll say from the 90s. I know that like nobody's business. They never movies.
Does
TV?
anyone have your number?
Yeah, Whitney does.
Yeah.
Riggs does. In that game last night, Whitney, Biz, Riggs. That's it in that game. But whatever. I mean,
You've never got a heads up text like, "Hey, I might call you."
One, I think, from Dan.
Wow. I mean,
now, I'm not looking for them, to be clear, but I find it interesting.
That is a strange move.
I am without question. I have no championships yet, so I can't put myself. But I'm without question the greatest player in the history of the league. There's been 2 years I won MVP both times.
Not even doubt.
And
so
your team rounded out now with
Big Ev.
Big Ev. You guys that was very impressive the other night.
That was a clinic.
God.
That was a.
I don't want to be that guy, but I was a little disappointed. I was screaming at the TV. You knew Dancing in the Moonlight. Like, you knew it. Yeah. You know that song.
I knew it after. I do know it, but it's, you know how
it was
is.
4 seconds.
Yeah, no,
please don't be that guy.
No, I know, but that was a great Ev moment.
Big bet. That's
huge. That was momentum.
First half of the game, I did nothing, and then the guys they turned it over to me, and I brought it home.
Yeah.
Dare I say he's helped with the fast food categories as well?
Well, I knew the pick 2.
You did.
I did. I used to be a Panera guy. And I didn't know the other one. I knew the one last night. Somebody tweeted it to me. It was one of the ones was Burgers and Brews last night. Did you see that?
I did see that.
So yeah, I'm not looking, but I just find that to be like, I don't know. They're always like,
insulting.
Who do we call? Do we call Vibs or do we call? Who the fuck are these people?
They always
called
get it wrong.
Carabas last night.
In fairness, most of the questions, at least, and I don't watch every single competition, but most of them are like dialed in, like almost like college basketball related.
Yeah, that's to be specific.
That's what it seems like. So.
And Rico and Ev seem to bounce off each other very well in those little categories.
Very well. Yep. No, we have a good solid team. I'm excited for 2 weeks from a week from Tuesday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Week after Thanksgiving.
We got a lot of work to do between now and then, Dave.
We do. I got to pop by that.
Let's go to Vermont for a month between. What's that?
I got to pop by that place, that venue. Even though it doesn't.
Did you pop by the other place yesterday on the way back or no?
Today. I'm doing it today.
Okay.
Yeah.
That Gene Hackman question wasn't fair. I mean, that's
Jeff
like a layup.
Jeff should know that, but that's okay. We're playing Dave's team, I think, first in that.
Oh, you decided that?
Yeah, Rico made a plea, so it seemed fine by me. I don't know. Yeah, that's no problem.
So there still is it's like a tournament style. So you're going to probably play 2
round
games.
robin.
Well, we have to win.
Yeah, but so there's still a chance that you could play Kelly Keeks. But does her
they
team
beat
stink?
Frank, I have no idea. I don't even know it was on her team.
Yeah,
they beat Frank's team, right? Is he going to be there too?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did Stu say that Sean Connery's last film was The Untouchables?
No. He said yes, he did. And he said it was basically the plot of the movie was so far removed from The Untouchables. But as Stu said, he was high the entire time. So.
Stu was trying to ruin the entire experience.
I would say that the person who's in charge of the trivia was not thrilled with that overall.
Yeah, I think.
Imagine,
yeah.
Which I like, kind of like, but if you have Stu Feiner there,
he's not used to not being the number one star.
Like, what are you going to do? Like, Did you think you ruined it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh really?
Yeah. If it wasn't for this show, I would have turned it off. Yes.
Oh, is that
I'm
bad?
not trying to be an asshole.
No, that's fine. I don't.
I only watch when you're on.
Yeah, I watch it, but so I was when you're in it, I could tell he wouldn't shut up.
Yeah, he just wouldn't shut up. He was so chatty. It felt like forced. Like he needed to get words.
He's like a child, right? That's what I get with Stu. I like Stu.
He's great. Yeah,
he's a lot of that.
That's
he
how
contributed
he is.
nothing. Like he didn't say a single. That was his only answer.
He actually contributed nothing. He did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. But he's always like, people bring him in to be that guy, so I can kind of see why it happened.
I like Stu in doses. That's my take on it. I like Stu in doses. Like, I couldn't do a show with him.
When you met him, he was like, like screaming.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, this is good. Like, I don't like people who are on, so I was good after like 5 minutes. I like him. He always hugs me, whenever. He tells me he loves me. I like him.
It'd be a good little experiment.
Do you follow him on Twitter?
Show?
Yeah, it'd be a good experiment.
A full show? Oh, yeah. It would be terrible. I would have no patience.
Do you see him running around throwing bowling balls
I
and
follow
diving
on
into his
Twitter.
pool?
Yeah, it's all capital letters. And
it's insane.
He's talking about eating pussy. And
right.
He was on that. I only saw the social media clip, but he was on with those like OnlyFans.
Yeah, he's funny. That's funny. That's what you should be doing.
What did he say? Did you see that clip? He was like, drink pink champagne.
Oh God.
Oh Jesus.
And like gargle it in your mouth, then go down on your partner.
Right.
And is he saying like go like with the champagne in your mouth, so it's kind of like spraying while you're doing.
Sounds like a lovely experience.
To these like 19-year-old girls.
Yeah, they're just sitting
legal, I suppose.
15 minutes of ass eating, 15 minutes of clip play.
15 minutes of eating somebody's asshole?
15 minutes of ass eating.
How long that is?
That's a long time.
15 minutes.
It's amazing how we've normalized that behavior in 2020.
I just think of what I did last night. And to think that somebody wanted to eat that is just remarkable to me.
I don't think they want to eat that.
Well,
they want
it's the same body part. Nolan. I don't, you know.
I don't get it. I know you've already been down this road with Carabas or whatever.
Carabas is a legendary ass eater.
He is.
I don't know. It's one of the greatest ass eaters of all time.
Can I say also?
Yeah, 1 second. You're right, though. I always think of that. No, it's okay. I always think of stuff like that. Like one time, sexually, whether it was like year 4 of Earth or whatever, Adam and Eve, one of them was like, all right, I'll put my tongue in there, I guess.
Yeah.
Why not? It's a hole.
And the other person was like, wow, for some reason, this feels decent.
Maybe it does, though.
So I'm going to tell
somebody. Would you be willing to let
it.
somebody do that to you in studio or no?
I don't, it's not about me.
That's a no.
I'm so grossed out by myself that I would feel bad about that. Like I guess
that's not a no, though.
It's definitely not a no. If I could have a professional wax the entire area down there, clean the entire area. Maybe we can bring in Steve Robinson's, what is it? The stupid toilet he's been talking about. Bring that in and clean it out a little bit even more.
Steve Robinson was served by Diana Natale yesterday.
Oh, he was?
He got his letters, yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, he sent it to me this morning.
He had a fucking amazing headline about Nancy Pelosi.
That was great. Yeah, what was it? It was
like
yeah, I saw that.
Some kind of like legendary stock trader. Had nothing to do with like Nancy Pelosi's name, but it was like legendary. I don't know.
If you're wondering if Rigo Bosco is texting us about soccer, he is, just in case you're wondering.
Oh, I didn't see.
What were you going to ask us, Nolan? I'm sorry.
I think that was all the questions I had.
Yeah, you were about to say something. I interrupted you. No,
that was your entire list of questions.
No. I got some more.
Oh, he's doing fine.
No, but no, he's doing great. But I figured you'd have more specific questions for him. That's all.
I mean, I got more questions for Kirk.
Ask whatever you'd like. This is really what the show is for. So
thank you.
Listeners could come in and ask me questions about my career.
No. I was shocked. Did Mike
jerk off for 42 minutes?
And you think?
What would you say, Bruce?
Yeah.
But people know what that's going to be.
You did review something strange happened toward the end of the interview that wasn't
2 seconds. I would do that. 2 seconds.
I was not. I think fans are going to be.
That is
on
a
you
post-retire. What?
They're going to be on you for that to happen, and you will regret that.
That is a post-retirement project.
Oh, post-retirement. Okay. Yeah, that's different.
That's just a relaxing. Put my feet up.
I haven't listened to
that. It's like Tanguay's movie podcast he does now. I don't want anybody to listen to it. Well, maybe I do. I would do it. I would do that with Steven. Yeah, sure.
You don't want to give it away, do you? But
do you feel like we were too critical of Bruce during the
way
interview?
Too critical.
Yeah.
There was a couple moments though. Like one album you were very critical.
I think you have to be a hardcore Springsteen fan, probably. Well, I don't know. People like listening to me talk about stuff.
This is an interview you guys just did.
Yesterday we did it,
and no one knows who it is.
Stephen Hyden.
Yeah, he tweeted it out yesterday. So yeah, they should know who it is. He tweeted it.
Yeah, Dave fucked that up.
I didn't fuck it up. I didn't confirm.
Oh, he was fine. He was fine. He was fine. We're asking about what? Mike?
Yeah, I love Mike. He does great. I think he's very good. Did he think that Beetlejuice wasn't born with any defects?
Yeah, I was a little confused about that too. Maybe I didn't articulate. What did he say?
He was like, no, I think it's just from him drinking and doing drugs. And I know he's blind, but has he ever seen Beetlejuice?
Well, you can hear him. Like I don't know, but I don't know what. But what does he have?
I looked it up.
Oh, see, Dave, did you do that?
I love this guy. Somebody sent it to me, but I didn't understand.
Microcephaly.
Yeah,
microcephaly.
His head is born like at a fraction of the size of a normal head.
So what does that mean? It's just developmentally.
Yeah, he's got severe,
Okay. Yeah.
Severe microcephaly.
That's it.
Or other side effects of that, like you get like skin stuff and you're like pale and stuff like that, or no?
Is that what he has?
That's what Colin has.
No, what's the thing I have?
What is? You tell me.
It's a distant cousin of what Michael Jackson had, which is a great appropriate way to put it. Right. Oh, vitiligo.
Well, your skin's changing,
which I have.
Like Sammy Sosa?
I have.
It could if I stayed in the sun with no sunblock or anything like that. It could. I have little dots around my body.
I actually have a vitiligo kind of thing here. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have as well, Dave.
Yeah.
Girls get it on their. It's.
So I have it on my head. Can you see the?
Oh, is that right?
You see the Jay Leno on my head? Or
no? Oh, you have the gray in your head, right?
Yeah, it's because there's no pigment there. Because I have that dot on my.
That's fetal alcohol syndrome, or?
That's one of those jokes I'm amazed landed. Like it stood the test of time. It's just amazing, but yeah.
Well, she was on. She was her appearance. So.
Jesus.
I don't even know why people think that's like so aggressive either. I don't think it's that aggressive.
Fetal alcohol
funny.
Yeah, it's part of the joke.
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you're okay with it. Good. I was worried.
It's undiagnosed.
I guess so.
It's pretty diagnosed.
It would explain a lot. Yeah,
I would say so.
Yeah.
What else?
What else I got here? Hold on. I got questions for Kirk and Dave.
Ask Dave something.
I mean, I got 3. My first question is, Dave, why does Dave not care about his family?
We've gone over it.
Okay.
The theme of the show.
Why do you think all gay people do Molly?
Because they go to clubs and like bright lights, and I've just heard that that's popular. Yeah, the gays.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
an ally.
I went to my first gay wedding 2 weeks ago.
Okay, and what happened after the after party? How'd
Sex
that go?
Zero Molly.
Yeah, right.
It was just a standard wedding. A lot of them were recovering addicts, actually. So it was like,
didn't we have
addicted to being gay? They went to the camps,
the conversion camps.
Yeah. Was this a friend of yours or a friend of your wife's?
Friend of my wife's.
She works with them.
No.
Oh, I don't know.
No. She's an OT in Chicago.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She's from Michigan. It was in Michigan.
It was in Michigan.
Yeah.
All right.
any drag queens in that wedding?
Zero drag queens.
What?
One of the guys who spoke though and did a statement read the Supreme Court ruling on gay marriage. It was kinda
good.
weird.
Why are you saying that with disgust?
That
in your
was
voice?
disgust. It was a little.
The video was going to prove that, unfortunately.
That's an odd moment of the wedding, though. I think everyone's,
that's all I
everyone's going to
meant.
pretend it's like a great moment.
That's all I meant. It was.
but there's a
Do people
lot
applaud
of
or
people.
no?
No, kind of. But it was nice.
She should go to school with this guy?
She grew up with him.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I bet it was the most amazing fucking playlist of all time, was it not?
It was they had a DJ. It was very good.
Yeah.
They were my age. They were playing the classics.
Nice. That's a
Yeah,
nice, it's
it
a
was
nice
fun.
time.
Look at that.
So that was my second question do
Okay.
you think all gay people do Molly? Oh, why does all the merch look like a serial killer cult designed it?
So wait till next week.
Probably a serial killer.
Who's
cult.
designing the merch? Harrison?
Harrison did this. Yep.
When's that going to be out?
I guess Black Friday is the
Okay.
day, yeah?
2 new shirts, right?
2 new shirts.
But the
Three,
same
two?
type of dark.
Kirk
Is
loves
it
them.
dark?
Oh, I love them. I can't wait to wear them. What's that? Oh,
He loves all.
I'm always wearing my merch.
I get one?
What's the best seller? Is it the Mike
The Mike shirt and the original Kirk Minhan Show gray sweatshirt,
Gray sweatshirt? Yeah.
which I was wearing my gray Kirk Minhan Show sweatpants yesterday. They're comfortable. I will say that while I was down.
Should we bring those
put
back?
them on.
Should we bring them back?
They're good. They are good sweatpants.
We can bring those back.
Are you going
We
to mix
should.
in any color, or is it all gray?
Well,
black?
I say
This
to
one
you.
has some color. Yep.
I said this to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I just
dour.
on merch. I just go with your direction because you hate merch.
I don't hate
If you
merch.
want me to
I
design
don't-
shit,
I
I'll
don't-
go
I
to
don't-
town.
I don't hate merch. I don't hate merch. I'm just saying I'm not as aggressive as others are, which is okay. It's,
Yeah.
not my thing. Just not a huge fan of it. We gave out a bunch at the Wilbur.
Right.
Give all that kid.
Harrison had a design like that was more recent that we both didn't like, right? The
I don't recall.
Yeah, that third option that I sent you. We're not doing that one.
The lock one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not gonna sell. It's not even. Who cares? Yeah.
My friends see Justin at Green Hill all the time.
Oh, really? Is
Yeah.
he still? Well, he's not there now. I
He's
suppose.
not there
right?
now.
Yeah.
They run into him and he looks good, or he sounds good apparently.
Oh, that's good. Have you talked to him, David? Though?
He texted me about something recently, but I forget what it was. Yeah.
Soap.
Not about soap. Oh, soap was the most recent
Video
one,
games?
probably, actually.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. This video game enterprise is taking off.
I guess so. Yeah.
Is it? I hope it is. I like Justin.
It's the best.
Yeah. Hopefully he's using BetterHelp. I will say that. The show's sponsored by BetterHelp. You go to BetterHelp. I don't. No one seems like a guy who's. I don't know. Do you have any mental health issues or no? You seem.
I mean, we all do.
Okay. No. Thank you.
Perfect.
But no, I don't.
What if you said no? That was a great spot for him. Yeah.
I don't know. You just seem like a guy who's. I don't know. You seem like an Irish family, maybe a little repressed. The old man.
I mean, no, he's
Senior?
He's fine. No issues that I can.
Nolan
I mean,
Murphy Senior.
every
Is that
family-
right or no?
No, Kevin. You guys were talking about Kevin yesterday.
Kevin Murphy. Boy. Jesus. Where in Ireland is he from? Let me ask you something.
Killarney.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Kenny Killarney? I know.
Speaking of which, you played that Donegal Country
Donegal.
Club. I played it.
Isn't that great?
Unreal.
Incredible course.
It's like a fantasy.
That I've watched like so we played there and then my dad and I played at the K Club where they had the Ryder Cup there.
Okay.
Donegal was like 50 times better, like
Oh, it's a
100
joke. It's
times
awesome.
better. It was
Not too long. Hilly.
No, yeah, but yeah, a ton of water. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, views
yeah.
wise, awesome.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Anyway, you go to BetterHelp if you're struggling mentally, or if you're not, you just want to just kind of get some sort of just talk things out. You know, whether you have issues. I'm able to do this here. I also go to a therapist, but any issues you can kind of hammer them out. You can talk to somebody. There's no waiting room, no traffic. You don't have to worry about like culminating if you had to go into Boston 2.5 hours from Walpole. No endless searching for the right therapist. What's that?
That's a lie.
Yeah, sure.
Such a bizarre move.
Learn more and save 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/Kirk10. BetterHelp.com/Kirk10. Join the over 3 million people with professionally licensed who've gone to BetterHelp and matched with professionally licensed and vetted therapists available 100% online. Plus, it is affordable. Again, 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/Kirk10. That's BetterHelp.com/Kirk10. Did your grandfather, Does he have a military history or no?
Both my grandfathers have since passed, but both were vets.
David,
World War II and Korean
Want to
War.
thank them for anything, Dave?
Thank you for their service to them.
Wild
Up in the,
that you
up
never.
in the heavens.
I mean, that was a big thing. Dave, you're my age.
Yeah.
Everyone our age had grandparents that were veterans.
It just never,
World War
like,
II.
I guess it just never really came up. And to
How?
my
Was your
point last
grandfather
week-
always jumping on you and telling you about his military service? Was that a frequent conversation?
No, but I
Murphy
already
household?
said too that there was years where a lot of years where I didn't have that relationship, so it just didn't
Your
come
parents,
up.
though. You never asked about your parents?
I just never, from an inquisitive moment, I never asked them.
Because your dad fought in Vietnam. Is he at that age or no?
No.
Is he not? How old is he?
He is 60.
Oh my God, he doesn't know.
68.
What year?
Pretty close.
What year was he born?
That I don't know.
Oh
I have
my
no
God.
idea. Yeah.
68. If somebody told me, I mean, I know what year my dad was born, but 68. So he's 68?
Yeah.
Could he fought in Vietnam at 60? I guess not.
No.
No? Just
Little
missed
too
it, right?
young.
Just missed it.
What year did you graduate high school then? It would have been.
Jeez,
I'm not asking you. I'm saying in my head. So you graduated 50 years ago. So it was 50-year reunion?
Didn't go.
Did he have,
Not a big jack move.
He's not doing that?
It's not a big jack move.
So you don't know your parents' birthdays off the top of your head?
Why are you disgusted
I'm sorry.
by that?
It's
It's not
odd.
It's we've been through this. I don't, but I don't know shit. Like I honestly don't.
Do you know your wife's birthday?
Yes.
Your kids?
Yes.
Your dogs?
He does know his kids.
My dogs? No, but I do know when did the Patriots we brought my dog home the day before the Patriots beat the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, right?
Oh, yeah. That was during the crazy snowstorms.
There it was.
I
just
remember
remember that.
We were the last plane out. Jerry and I out to Arizona that week because John fucking lied. He said he couldn't go for some reason. Legitimately, Jerry and I did it by ourselves.
What he just said, I can't. I gotta.
He said he had
clean the house.
Something. I forget what it was. Something, and we did the show 4 o'clock every morning from Arizona.
That's crazy.
And
I used to
Dino would
live
be
in Scottsdale.
Really? Mm-hmm. Ugh, I'm all set with that.
I liked it when I was there. I wouldn't live there again.
I love Riggs, but I don't think I could live in Arizona my whole life.
Is that where he lives in Scottsdale?
Isn't he there now or no?
Yeah, I believe so.
And in
Scott, that
Pinehurst,
Barstool
right?
Bar is opening.
I
up
just
this
saw.
weekend,
I saw
believe.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Tonight, right?
Yep.
Did you ever go to that horseshoe area, where all the clubs and bars are?
No. What? Where? In Scottsdale?
In Scottsdale.
When the hell would I have gone there? During the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Jerry and I were hitting it up every night.
Jerry did not cry about his dog. The other
I
day.
know. I listened specifically for that. And then but he said that I was the first to reach out to him. He did mention that.
That's right. He did mention that. Yep.
Yeah.
He said that crying over your dog is one of the few things men can cry.
Men
about,
can do
right?
it. It's one of the few last things for men that they can do left, which is not wrong. I don't think.
No, I'll cry. But I have
that's
neglected my
very sad.
dog big time, which sucks.
Neglected?
Yeah, like it. They
Going to
just
Maddie
it's just like
Siegel.
everybody, right? Like when you have kids, your dog just goes kind of the way. But it
said
sucks.
this.
That sucks.
I remember saying this to Dan Katz with his kids. Like, I know you love your dog, but once you have your kids, it doesn't. I know if you're interested or not. Having kids. If you're not, that's fine. But are you one of these guys who takes their dog very seriously? Like it's a kid.
Very.
Like a kid.
I had him alone as a puppy, and he's my kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
How old is the dog?
He's 4.
Oh, so he's still young.
Yeah.
Okay. What's
But
the dog's
I
name?
hate thinking of Leo.
Leo. Okay.
Thinking about him, dying gets me sad.
It's a safe space. Go
You're about
ahead.
to cry?
Go ahead.
Fucking
It's fine.
pussy.
It's fine.
What? Thinking about
I
it.
can't. My parents' dog died like 2 years ago. It's very emotional. It's like losing a member of your family.
Your
no?
parents are still alive, though.
Yes.
Oh, good, good. Brothers and sisters? Boy, Murphy must have put 9?
Yeah.
How many?
Nah, younger brother, older sister.
Younger brother, older sister. Are they in the area?
My sister is. My brother lives in New York City.
Oh, Jesus Christ. God bless him.
Okay.
Jesus. Were you saying? Were you supposed to say something?
I remembered what I was going to ask you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Or tell you, rather.
Oh,
I wanted to thank you. I used to hate Jared Carabas.
I still do.
No, but you got him when he came in, again, broke through that shell. I actually started to like him / feel bad for him.
Why did you hate him? You're a baseball guy.
You know how much hate he got the first day? You weren't here, right?
Yeah.
You weren't here for Carabas, really.
No, I've only
used
had
to go
one
at
show. I
him.
don't even really know him.
Yeah, when he first came here, it was like hate, like you
Vitriol.
wouldn't. I didn't really understand it.
Is it because he didn't know the show as
He
much?
knew the show.
No. He used to tweet on the Red Sox duck boats like he was on the team.
Yeah, he's like, that's what he is. He's a homer.
That's his thing, though.
But I mean, there's homers, but he acted like he was captain baseball and knew it. It used to aggravate
But he
me for
never.
some reason.
I understand that, but he never. Because people always say to me, "Oh, you love Carabas, but he loves the Red Sox." And you hate it. I'm like, yeah, but Carabas, unlike my friends like Rob, who I like, and these other guys, Carabas never pretended to be anything other than what he is. He's a fucking fanboy.
And I thought it was an act, but that's who he is.
Totally.
Like he is Captain Red Sox.
And he is, and good morning, because I know he's watching. He's into this show.
Is he?
He texted me a couple of days ago.
He's awesome. I really started to like
he
him.
gave me the Pete Abraham backstory. He tweeted a screenshot of a video of the pause of a girl's ass and said he got hacked, but he followed the girl on Instagram. Carabas is on the Pete Abraham case. That I can tell you.
They probably just hate him because, like, I feel like in the beginning, people didn't want you to be, like, almost ingratiated with Barstool at all whatsoever. I didn't want you to be.
Some do,
like,
yeah.
I think they're more into it now.
I always thought of Jared as, like, once he moved, he was not really, like, in that. Once he moved here.
I'm telling you, it was the hardo baseball, like... I'm in with the Red Sox.
But we never talked baseball.
No, I know. And that's what I liked.
Almost never.
So are you like a baseball purist that annoyed you?
Well, the guy's, you're talking to...
When he was tweeting like he was
Tom
on the
Glavine
team...
here. I mean, the guy's a record holder.
When he was on the duck boats, I was like, he's like, this is the greatest day of my life. I'm actually part of something. I was like, you didn't play on the team. You know that, right?
Yeah, but I think he knows that. I didn't
think he did until he came on the show.
No, he's a good sport. He's a great guy.
He's cool.
He's what's that?
I don't know. It's just a shame. I would think a baseball guy like him could read through that, and maybe Jared could have had a much bigger audience.
I know.
If maybe there's more people like Nolan out there.
So
there's a little jealousy.
I'm looking at athletics.
Yeah, it's gotta be jealousy.
Athletics.wpi.edu.
Oh Jesus!
I see Nolan Murphy listed at one point at 5'11".
Hey.
And another one listed at 5'10". What the fuck?
I went through a growth spurt.
I don't understand. I mean, it was John Flynn lying about his height too?
Yeah, probably.
Is Greg Mankey?
He's a main guy.
Is it Greg Sherline? I mean, what are we doing here?
He's 5'2".
I mean, look at the story. Moreau and Murphy? Who's Moreau?
Matty Moreau.
You beat Johnson and Wales, that fine cooking college. You managed to get a win over them. It's pretty impressive.
Road game, St. Patrick's Day. I remember that.
Is that actually true? 2-1. Let's see. It was. Yes, it was. March 17, 20.
You said you were a pitcher?
2009.
2009. Yeah, I graduated in 2010. I was
What
a
a
lefty
team.
pitcher.
Yeah, what were you throwing?
My junior year, we were 32-10.
We had Galligan on the team.
That's right.
Gangham. Swan.
What were you throwing
Swan.
back then?
80s. Some say I hit 88, 89
Yep.
against Babson, but it can't be confirmed.
A lot of people say Connor Fahey was a better pitcher than you.
Oh, he was. He was an All-American.
I mean, he won 19 games.
He was a stud.
Okay, so,
Absolute
but he doesn't.
WPL Hall of Famer.
But he never won that many games this season.
He actually
did
win 8-2. He won 8. He
Oh,
won
so
8
you're not
games.
the sole record holder.
No.
Did he say that
Dual.
before, Dave, or no?
No, it's just
That was
a
vague.
record holder.
Are you gonna get in this Hall of Fame?
No, God, no.
No chance.
No, I was too crazy. I wouldn't.
Too crazy.
Yeah, like I didn't take it as seriously when I was coming in relief, so I'd go out on weekends.
Yeah, 8 wins out of relief.
Out on weekends in Worcester.
No,
Hell
I
yeah.
started my junior year.
A lot of colleges there, Dave.
There's a ton of colleges.
Yeah.
Clark.
Where'd you go? Shabooms? Remember Shabooms?
I did. Yeah, Clark, Holy Cross, Assumption, Worcester State,
Yeah.
Becker,
Anna Maria, right?
Anna Maria.
Yeah, there's a lot of schools out
There's
there.
a ton.
Hell yeah.
There you go. What else?
I haven't been to Worcester in a long time. Jesus.
Fantastic. Why don't you
Fantastic
fucking go
area.
there and never come back?
Fantastic area.
Jesus.
How about Barstool taking the Ryan Whitney, Kirk Minahan idea for Rough and Rowdy?
I wouldn't say the Ryan, the Dave Cullinane idea.
Well, I don't like to give myself credit. It was more about your talent, you and
Can
Ryan.
I just say I think that's going to stink? I don't know.
Think is like being the most generous human being on the planet Earth.
I'm sure all those guys are very talented, but I just think that's going to be a mess.
I think
it's
that
a live cast or
Yeah, who it's
it's
all
a
the guys.
companion broadcast.
Mike's going to be masturbating to that thing. Right?
He
Who
is
is
gonna
it?
Be, Brandon Schaub,
Brandon Schaub,
Theo Vaughn.
Theo Vaughn.
Beats me.
Yeah, I'm sure those guys are very funny.
Joey
It's-
Diaz.
Ugh. I mean, I shouldn't even say. I don't even know. I'm sure those guys are all very funny, but it's going to be like that. Like they're not know what the fuck is going on.
over the top.
I have
It won't be
a.
as good as Dave. Like I don't know.
I have a.
You know what? If they want us, I would do one with Whitney if they want us to do it.
I
That'd be good.
thought that
Why
today.
wouldn't they
You
do it?
absolutely have to do that.
Not this next one though.
Oh,
We're
no,
in
I
the
was
middle
gonna
of the
say-
case for this fucking thing.
Oh, true. Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
do it. What's that?
Yeah. No, yes. I don't know. I was gonna say that I think they came I think Brennan Schaub came up with it out of a thing of like let's be relevant. Then like Barstool.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, for
Did they
them,
ever give you a numbers bump on your Rough and Rowdy? That was awesome.
I have no idea. Put this way, I
Really?
never saw any money for it.
Really?
I don't think. Well, Alex Penn wanted to get the 70,000 buys, which was insane.
Insane.
How many did it get
Fucking-
to?
I have no idea. Not 70,000. That fucking much I know.
That was sad how she didn't throw any punches.
Well, let me just say right. I'm sorry. No, I don't mean to bump you for something slightly more culturally relevant. But joining us right now, I think, Dave, am I right on the AT&T hotline?
Yes.
You have a
Is
sponsored
one of the biggest. We used to on the EI, the number one recording artist in the. Well, I shouldn't say this. This still could. Well, hello. How are you?
No way.
Yeah, hello, this is Taylor Swift.
Dave tweeted out.
Got it.
Wow. You said it was a lock.
Yep.
And you came through. Taylor, good morning. How are you?
Good. So I know you have some questions. I'm just going to make a statement.
Oh, sure.
And then you can ask whatever questions you want.
Taylor, you
Your hate's been tough on all of us. All right, so my main statement here is that I am not innocent. I know people
congrats to Michael Rapinoe. You need to calm down. Okay? My main thing here is that you really should shake it off. I think this whole thing has been bad for all of us.
Reference.
We need to shake it off.
Yes.
Yeah, today was supposed to be a fairy tale. Today was not a fairy tale. In my wildest dreams, I did not expect Ticketmaster's website to be a blank space.
I understand.
So that is my opening statement. From the time I was 15 to 22, I did not give half of my heart to being a musician. I gave my full heart.
Yeah, okay.
Okay?
I do understand. Yeah.
And I know the ticket dates. Everyone wanted to go August, New Year's Day.
Say August?
Even back to December, and have a cruel summer.
Okay.
But to me, this is tough. Okay, this is tough. That's my opening statement. Shake it off.
Shake it off. Okay.
Shake it off.
Yes. Okay. Are you upset at the anger? I saw Barstool employees, other people. Real anger toward you, really turning on you, former Swifties.
No, I'm seeing the fan mail. I'm getting letters.
You're seeing letters.
And they're miswritten too, because it says, "Dear John, hey Steven." I even got a letter from Tim McGraw, and he says basically all the letters are saying they have teardrops on their guitar that they didn't get these tickets. It's very difficult.
Okay. Letters.
And I know all too well about being the anti-hero.
Yeah, we know that. That we know. Do you want to give the audience a taste of something from the new record or one of the great hits? I don't know
about that. I do have a statement to Ticketmaster as well.
Oh, okay. Good. Didn't mean to get away.
I am not innocent. But in terms of working with Ticketmaster, I should have said two main points. I should have said no, and we are never, ever getting back together.
Yes. Even I knew that one, Taylor.
Basically, look at what you made me do. My voice is cracking. My fans are flipping out. Okay, we are not out of the woods. I have your picture. I have a picture to burn with your face, Ticketmaster.
Wow.
And to my fans,
this
is good. You'll like this one. To my fans, you belong with me. We should be riding out on a white horse, singing our song, and I know you're fearless. And ultimately, the Swifties and me, it's a love story.
No bad blood.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
There you
like
go.
that?
That was impressive.
You gotta be a fucking asshole, Coney. You gotta be a fucking asshole. I missed
Taylor.
You gotta be a fucking asshole. No, this Ticketmaster's got to me.
Taylor.
That's fucking drunk. You ain't going to the World Cup, right? You with your mother, you fucking drunk.
Taylor.
Never in my wildest dreams did I think she would act like this.
Taylor, take it easy.
Bad blood.
Yeah.
Bad blood.
Thank you, Taylor.
Give me bad blood when I fucking hit you in the face with my fucking Chinese friends from the massage ball, you fucking scumbag.
Well, that's good show reference, Taylor. Thank you for listening.
How does she know about that?
Well, thank you, Taylor. Well, that's important. I think we broke some news there.
Yes, definitely.
Good. Well, it was good to talk to Taylor.
That was quite the ad lib.
Yeah.
Hell of a catalog out of Taylor.
Really, she's great. Anything else?
Yep. Nothing crazy.
No. So next week what are we doing?
Next
2 shows,
week,
right?
yeah, Monday, Tuesday, right? With Mike.
I think so. Yeah, I think Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, I believe Barstool's closed Wednesday through.
I think it's Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah. Yep.
Be good to have Mike back, I suppose. And you want to promote Nolan? No.
No.
You're here for 2 weeks. When do you leave? When are you going back to Chicago?
A week from Sunday.
A week from Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Yes, please, Dave, please.
I was going to say, this is like a Make-A-Wish for a Minifan.
Not like Make-A-Wish. Yes. Hello.
Oh, sorry. Taylor's back.
I mean, no more recording on as I get hung up on. Kirk, if you'll join me, I know you asked for a song. If you join me, I've never done it. What about a Bruce cover?
Oh, sure.
Anything in mind?
Yeah. I'm trying to think because Bruce talked about you this week, Taylor. You want to play a hit, or what do you want to do? I don't know how big of a fan you are.
A hit. Don't go into the deep cuts like trivia. A hit would probably work.
like trivia. Sure. You want to do Dancing in the Dark?
Yeah, you started out.
Okay, you got the music for that, Dave?
I'm pulling it up. There you go.
Wow, that was good, Dave.
You gotta turn it down a little bit.
Hold on.
I get up in the evening, and I ain't got nothing to say.
Who's fucking laughing? All right, I'm done. You know what? Read on one, you fucking scumbags. Good luck getting tickets.
Well,
she said good luck getting tickets.
Hey, Cody, I'll see your kid there with his fucking big Paw Patrol costume. You fucking scumbag.
Oh, she hates you, Dave.
She's mean.
She sounds good. She sounds Toretti, I'll say that. She does. Thank you, Taylor. All right, there you go. Thanks, Bruce. She sounds Toretti to me, though, voice-wise, vocally.
Did you alluded to having the opportunity. You didn't take the opportunity to get Taylor Swift tickets?
No, I have Taylor Swift tickets.
What?
Yes.
I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
To the Garden?
To Foxborough, I think, right?
Wow.
Am I wrong? Is it Foxborough show or is it the Garden?
No, Foxborough.
Foxborough, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
which night you going?
I'm not going either night.
Oh.
No.
So you're a celebrity?
No, I'm not a celebrity. That doesn't make me a celebrity. No, my daughter's a big fan, or a fan, so I don't know.
What night? I'm going Sunday. That's the last night.
Perfect.
Is that a good move or no?
For us to hang out before? Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah, but like the last night of the show.
Were you taking your nieces or something?
No, a bunch of friends going.
You mean guys?
Well, no, the wives are going, and then we're going with them. Yeah.
Are you really? You don't want to do that.
I mean, that's what you do. Yes.
Taylor Swift, that's a rough night for you, though. You're not going to enjoy that.
I mean, she's got fucking hits. I went to the last one of Gillette, and I didn't think she was fantastic, but.
Wait, so you guys got tickets through Ticketmaster and paid thousands of dollars?
No, it wasn't thousands. I mean, they were expensive tickets, actually. Face value was expensive, actually.
I didn't get them to Ticketmaster, but yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I did.
I thought it was like no one could get them.
No, you had to. If you had the presale code.
I didn't have the
you
presale.
could- yeah,
I didn't
two-
have the presale code.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just saying they were very generous, but yeah, I would not go. I mean, if my daughter she's not gonna want me to go with her. Not gonna Taylor Swift.
Definitely not.
She's a fine artist,
Swiftie.
She's got a nice career going.
Yeah, she's
You just heard her. She sounds good.
You should probably
bigger or less than Bono.
Bigger than U2? Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
Right now she's bigger, but her
definitely.
career's not as big as U2. I mean, not yet, but it might be.
terms. Yeah.
I tell you,
He just was saying,
what would you 45 years.
Well, what would you judge that by? Just tour,
just
ticket
volume,
sales,
just career.
volume?
I'm saying career. I'm saying just volume of work, catalog, touring.
She's got a ton of albums, though.
She does, and she's young.
U2's been around for 45 years. She's not 45 years old.
No.
She was born in 1989. That I know.
That's right.
So I'm just, but she's great. I mean, I'm saying she's great. I don't know any of her, I know her stuff tangentially.
Her country stuff I liked better. Dave?
She might have to.
I love her.
She might really need to.
I'm a country guy.
Take a look at herself in the mirror after that. Go back to it, maybe. Your criticism of her. Yeah. She's gonna recover from that.
Yes.
So yeah, we have Mike, and then the week after that's fucking busy. The Case, episode 1.
Dozen.
And the Dozen. Oh, fuck me.
Yeah. Can I ask a question about The Case?
Yeah.
When is it coming out?
Episode 1 is a week from Tuesday.
100%.
98%.
Okay. And this also might be a dumb question.
28%.
Have you confirmed, or not confirmed on the show, is it definitely about the sadistic dentist?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
that's awesome.
Big fan over here.
What's that?
Big fan.
I was texting I'm in a group chat called the Minifans. And I was like, is it confirmed, Dr. Dan?
Is it friends of yours or from people on Twitter?
It's not friends of mine. I like to think I represent or am a part of the common man Minifan.
You like to think this about yourself?
Yeah. You know, the 8 to 4, 9 to 5ers.
Yeah, okay.
Just listen to the
These
show.
are guys from back here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not psychos online.
Who are we talking about? Who are the bros we're talking about here?
Well, I'm in another group chat called the Woo Bros, Worcester friends.
Oh, God. Is that really the name of the chat?
The Woo Bros.
Yeah.
That's fucking assholes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
They're all alcoholics.
Yeah.
Just friends that are friends of the show.
Well, good. I'm glad they listen.
They're not crazy online. They don't do insane, except, like I said, Volin, but.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate that.
The voice of the voiceless.
Good. Thank you very much for that. Thank you for coming in. You're welcome back here anytime you'd like.
Thank you.
I thought it was a good appearance, Dave, no?
I thought it was a great appearance by him.
I appreciate
So
it.
you didn't even know what you were getting. Although you seemed confident when you booked him. Oddly.
Say you didn't know you were gay? I thought you just said.
What? Getting.
Oh, getting.
Jesus Christ.
No, I thought it was.
Unfucking believable.
I actually didn't think. Go check the tape. I don't know. That's what it sounded like.
I definitely will.
He was more attractive when I found out he lied about.
That's a good
being
move.
gay.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Fantastic. Move
I mean,
by
I
him.
will say, Dave, I love you. You're the man. The vetting process.
Oh, there's no vetting.
It was.
You just called me on the show.
The vetting process is just ask Kirk like random.
I was messaging you, and you're like, "I'll ask Kirk," and then, "Okay, you're in." I was
Yeah.
like, "Wait."
Yeah, I asked Kirk, and I was done.
That's it. All right. So have a good Thanksgiving, Nolan. Hopefully we'll see you down the line anytime.
Thank you.
Let Colin know.
Seriously,
good job.
thank you guys. This
Thank
is
you.
awesome.
All right. So we got Stephen Hyden, right?
We do.
Oh, good. So yeah, if you're a Bruce fan or a music fan, whatever you want to hear me talk to somebody, great writer. I promote the book Pearl Jam: The Soundtrack of a Generation. It's out now. Has a Substack and there's a couple of other great books. What are you pointing at me for?
I have a question. I have actually a question for you before you go. Quick. Go
ahead.
I think the Stephen Hyden interview, no disrespect to him, it ruined potentially doing Zooms in the future. Would you agree?
Why? He sounded fine.
His sound was fine, but I didn't think you liked that. Like,
there a
I don't
lag?
think you think like the show would be the same with a Zoom guest.
Definitely,
and that proved
I definitely
it,
do
right?
not.
That proved.
Well,
it.
that's an interview anyway, though. Like if it's somebody I'm friends with, maybe I'm not. You know what I mean?
So
like
that's not the best indicator because you were just doing a straight back and forth type.
I
Interview,
think so.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a good sport. Like he's not like I don't find him to be.
Oh no, he was
tight.
fantastic.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He had a great old podcast called Rivals.
Get into
Maybe
that.
a great future podcast called Rivals, Dave.
Yes.
Wouldn't that work?
I think so. I just don't know his format. It sounded like a lot of effort went into the format.
Yeah, they worked hard on that. It was a great podcast. Yeah. But anyway, there it is. Go listen to it. We'll talk to you. We did all the reads, right? Thanks to BetterHelp, Allbirds, and Milton's, right?
Yep.
East Store. You should be going to Milton's before you head out there, Nolan.
Can I drop your name?
Of course. Let them know you're on the show.
I would never do that.
No, you're supposed to do that. Oh, not for a deal. Like fucking Dave doesn't. He goes and gets stuff.
Never.
All right, we'll talk to you, we think Monday with Mike, probably?
Yes.
All right, we'll see you then. Goodbye. Oh, we've had him on a couple of I think it's like the third time. Is that we had him on when Letter to You came out, and I think Steven, you came on. Maybe I'm getting the order wrong. Now, when Eddie Van Halen came on, died rather. You came on. I think the next day. So this will be the third time. I saw your story this week. I know, an honor for you. Has a new book out right now. Long Road, Pearl Jam, and the Soundtrack of a Generation. I read Twilight of the Gods, and was it your favorite band is killing me? I have that right?
Yeah,
Previous
that's
books. There you go. Both are great. I'm definitely going to read that. Radiohead book as well. Has a Substack newsletter, Evil Speakers, and is also the cultural critic. What a fancy title. At La-di-da. At Uproxx. And the host, by the way, of the sadly passed away, but as you know, one of my favorite podcasts of all time, Rivals, which I miss and I think should be brought back. Stephen Hyden, who wrote a story, a piece earlier this week, ranking the albums of my favorite artist of all time, obviously Bruce Springsteen, who has a album out this week. So thanks for coming on, Stephen.
Well, it's always a pleasure. I didn't know, or I forgot that I'm in the Three Timers Club.
It's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting. Yeah, I don't know. There's many other.
Do I get like a red velvet jacket or anything for that? Or
the people on this show, if you sat in a room with the other people on this show 3 times, I think you would vomit. Honestly, I think there's not a lot of cultural critics who would be in that group. I don't think. So the album comes out this week, or I should say about a week ago now. I think you're kind of where I am on it, which is like he can almost more than anybody in music history can do whatever he wants, and it's fine. There's some stuff. It's a couple of songs I like, but it's almost exactly what I thought it was going to be.
Right. Yeah. It's not that exciting to see Bruce Springsteen doing an album of soul covers. You know, like I made a joke about this in my column that I have a friend who hates Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And I feel like that's something he would have made up to annoy me.
Right.
You know, like, why doesn't Bruce just do a song, like an album of like 60s soul songs? You know, that sounds like something Bruce would do. You know, and especially coming after Letter to You, which I thought was actually like a really good late period Bruce record. It's like, oh, I want to hear new Bruce Springsteen songs, not him re-recording old songs. But again, it's Bruce. He can do what he wants. He's given us so much, so I'm not going to begrudge him.
What happens though in like whether it's like, you know, and I put Bruce obviously way above something like this, but like when Rod Stewart or all these guys at some point in their career, they all and it's all when they're older and maybe they're just if lazy is not the right word, whatever it is, like, you know what, I'll just bang out like a fucking cover album. Like it's easy, you know. I mean, like, do I like hearing Bruce Springsteen sing What Becomes the Broken Hearted? Sure, yeah. I mean, like, of course I do. But, you know, I would rather have him try and do something like Western Stars again. I don't know.
Well, that's the frustrating thing, if I can use that word, with Bruce, is that he isn't like Rod Stewart, where you feel like Rod Stewart doesn't have anything else better to do. Like Bruce, he's known to have like a huge archive of like unreleased songs. I mean, and some of that ended up on Letter to You. Like some of those were old songs that he dusted off. But it's like there's so many, I'm sure, great original Bruce Springsteen songs that haven't been put out. It just makes you feel like, why are we messing with Bruce singing Night Shift? You know,
which I got a kick out of, but like I would like to hear him do that like at a live show if somebody put a sign up.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
I don't. And you're right. Like there's a whole tracks 2 out there. There's like there's like hundreds of unheard Springsteen songs, but I don't know. So anyway, so I'm curious. So I put my list together as well. Felt compelled to do it, which for me is like my favorite Springsteen songs, which you also did. For me, fluctuate all the time. Albums, yeah. I'm pretty good on, I think. I liked your list. Did you start? I'll be curious. I'm just curious from just how you did. Did you start at 1 and went to 21, or did you start at 21 and move your way to 1?
I started at 1 and I moved down, and because I think the best Springsteen albums, I don't think that there's like a ton of disagreement on like what the 3 or 4 or 5 best ones are. Your order might be different, but I think people more or less agree. And I think we all know what the worst ones are.
Sure, you're right. No, you're exactly right. The middle is like the I don't know, like the 14 to 8 is like weird or whatever it is. Yeah, you're right, because I have my bottom 5 are High Hopes and Seeger, not no, but Seeger Sessions, and this one that just came out, Working on the Dream, and like those are going to be the bottom 5 for almost everybody, I think.
Right, and everyone also loves Born to Run, Darkness on the Edge of Town, Nebraska, Born in the USA, The River. Those are all going to be up there. What I thought was interesting, and I want to get your take on this. Yeah. The 2 most controversial things on my list were The Rising, which is not a record I've ever really liked. I understand why it means something to people. I think it has a lot to do with the context when that came out. Post 9/11, him writing about that. I think there's a certain subset of fans, especially if you live in New York or in that area, and I totally get that. For me, that album is really uneven. I don't like how it sounds. The production is kind of wonky to me.
Can I tell you, I never revisited it ever. I was so excited when it came out. It came out that summer in 2002. I liked The Rise when I first heard it, but you're right. Is there a great song? Like for instance, I have High Hopes below The Rising, right? But I think The Wall is like a borderline great song. Like I think Hunter of Invisible Game is like a really pretty good song.
Right.
I don't
exactly.
like what's a great song on is The Rising a great? Is Paradise a great? But I think what you wrote was pretty interesting. Was it was the first time that like so often in his career, Springsteen is kind of, whether it was doing Nebraska after The River, doing Ton of Love after Born in the USA, or taking like 6 years off and then doing Jode after the double albums. He kind of did what he wanted to do. You're right, and you wrote, and I'm paraphrasing, is that in The Rising, it kind of felt like he was doing what he felt like he was supposed to do.
Right, exactly. There was this idea. Well, there's that famous story about how, and I don't know if this is actually true.
No chance.
It sounds made up, but like that Bruce was in traffic a little after 9/11, and someone rolled down their window and said, "We need you."
Right.
So
I hate to call. I'll ask you this. Let me ask you this question. You're a good guy to ask this. So on my show, I take calls all the time, and people are giving me shit for believing, because I've heard this story for years. And Springsteen told in some show the other night, you know that story about he went to see Stardust Memories and had dinner with that family in St. Louis?
Right.
Do you? I believe that story. Do you not believe that story?
No, I believe that, especially at that time in his career, because he was a star, but he wasn't.
It was pre-Born in the USA, yeah.
Exactly. He wasn't like the stadium rocker yet.
Right.
And he was also, he didn't have a family yet. It was a different time in his life. I could see that being true.
But I'm sorry, but your other thing you got criticism for, I think I'll answer that for you. I'll just give you, my number 1 album is Darkness on the Edge of Town.
Right.
I think it's the greatest album of all time by anybody. It's not, although we had Steven Van Zandt on and he said he still thinks it sounds terrible, which I understand. But but the album is friggin' incredible. My number 2 album is Tunnel of Love.
Really?
Yeah, number 2.
Well, look at you.
Is you get older, right? A, and B, like there's a stretch in Tunnel of Love where it goes Tunnel of Love, into Two Faces, into Brilliant Disguise, into One Step Up, into When You're Alone. That 5 punch is, and I'm not even talking about like Cautious, but it's just like, it's an incredible, I think it's his, I'll just say it's his best writing on the album. I don't know, but I mean, I'll put it this way: it's closer to number 1 on my list than it's number 3 on my list. That's how good I think Tunnel of Love is.
See, I love that you're saying this. Kirk, you are a very smart man. I knew this about you.
Thank you.
Because I had it at number 3, and that I caught a fair amount of shit from people who I think heard that album maybe when they were a teenager and they never went back to it.
Yeah, they expected, right. Yeah.
Because you're right. I mean, I liked that when I was a kid, and I don't really know why I liked it, because I didn't have the life experience to really appreciate how insightful it is about relationships. But you're right. Like, and really it's about the whole arc of like a relationship, because you have like these really romantic songs on the first side, like Tougher Than the Rest and All That Heaven Will Allow. And it's sort of like, and then you have like Walk Like a Man, which is about his wedding day. And then you get in the side two, and it's like, oh, this is like the dark side of.
Yeah, when Cautious Man and Spare Parts rolls in the Cautious Man. And yeah, exactly. But I could see like, so I'm, you know, when that came out, I was still like 12, 13. So I wasn't really, you know, I wasn't 17 or 18, but I could see if you were a huge Springsteen fan, and especially from like Born USA, and that came rolling out, and like you brought it home that day as like a 8th grader, you would be like, what is this? Like, what am I,
exactly.
what am I listening to? But it's I think like, it's also essentially like a solo record, really. Like, I mean, the E Street Band is barely on it.
Well, yeah, and that's what's interesting about Tunnel of Love, because, you know, we talk about Nebraska being the solo record, but people forget that Tunnel of Love, it's like Nebraska, except there's just more instrumentation on it, but it's still Bruce by himself writing these like really introspective and dark songs. And I'm with you. I do think it has some of his best writing, you know, which like I listen to that now and I'm like, I totally know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Of course. Songs. Yeah.
It's so good. Yeah. You had Darkness at number 1. I had it at number 2.
Yep.
And it was like, because I went with Born to Run at number 1, and it was like between those two. It's really 1A and 1B for me with those two. Because when I made my original list, I had Darkness at number 1. And then I had a change of heart and I put it at number 2. But
I have Born to Run at number 5.
Really?
And here's why. It's like totally biased. It's because I listen. It's so dumb. Like I listened to it so much as a kid that I'm almost worn out by it. Like when I like put it this way, if I'm on E Street Radio, or if I'm like, and Born to Run comes on, or like I don't listen to it, you know, and that's not like it's not fair. It's not a fair way to rank it. I have Darkness, Tunnel of Love, Nebraska, and The River in front of it. Then I have Magic number 6, by the way.
Oh, see, okay, that I had that album up high too.
I saw that. Yeah, it's a great. It's a great album.
Yeah, I think that's definitely his best album of the 21st century. Like, and I really love it because unlike The Rising, I think The Rising is so obviously about 9/11, whereas like on Magic, it is almost like Born in the USA, that he has like this really uplifting music, and it's more subtle, like where he's talking about what was going on politically at the time.
Yeah.
And I just think like it doesn't beat you over the head with it. And I just think that album, then it's not just a 9/11 record. It could be about America at any time, you know?
Yeah.
I listen to it now and it's just as relevant as it was in 2007 or whatever when it came out.
I just like I don't know, like, you know this better than anybody. I just like the idea he was about 57 at the time, and he made like a really just good, like really, really good album. And I don't know, like if you look at his contemporaries, Seeger, no. Mellencamp, not really. Petty, kind of. Like, who was still banging out like good, relevant stuff in their late 50s and early 60s? Like, I didn't put Western Stars there, and he was in his late. Like, these guys don't do that.
Right. I mean, it's really like him and Bob Dylan.
Dylan for sure.
I think Dylan has continued to do that. But yeah, an album that I really kind of rediscovered almost when I was doing this list was Devils and Dust. Which I've always liked, but I think that's like maybe like his most underrated album. That has like some really great songs on it. It has that song Reno on it. I don't know if you remember that. It's like the dirtiest,
wonderful ode to anal sex, if I remember correctly.
It's crazy.
That was the Starbucks, like, the whole Starbucks thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Bruce writing a Lou Reed song.
Yeah, it doesn't feel. Yeah, it feels whenever Bruce like. When Bruce says, what is it? It's like 250 in the air, she said to me. I remember listening to the first time. I was like, Springsteen singing this? What is this? But you're right. There is kind of a Lou Reed element to it.
Yeah, like he just went for it. But again, this is his greatest strength. As a songwriter, you see his songs as much as hear them. And like, for better or worse, when I listen to that song, I can see the scene that he's painting of this guy with a sex worker, and there's that line at the end where she says something like, I'm the best you ever had, and he's like, she wasn't
even close. Yeah.
Wasn't even close.
Yeah.
It's like it's like funny and sad, like
right.
So good.
Yeah, I like Devils and Dust. I have Joe ahead of it from like that sort of that trio. I mean, Joe I think is like Joe's another one I listen to now all the time. I even liked it when it first came up, but the writing there is great too. Where are you like all these now almost 40 years later? Where are you on like Born in the USA now? Just as an album, you remove all the hysteria around it, because people like you were saying about your buddy. I have tons of friends who give me shit for Springsteen all the time. It's always that. It's always like Bandana, Born in the USA, Dancing in the Dark, and stuff. But as an album, what do you think of it?
I think it's a great album. I had it in my top 5.
Yeah,
and it's a record that you're right. I think it was so overexposed in its time that. It's more fun to listen to Darkness or The River, because those records, they feel like if you're a Springsteen fan, there's parts of those records that feel like they're yours because they just haven't been played on the radio a million times. But Born in the USA, like I loved that album when I was 7 years old, and it was like one of the first big rock records I ever heard.
Same.
So I think I love it for that. And again, I love the idea of Bruce writing these happy sounding songs that when you actually look at the lyrics, they're sad.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like the happiest sounding sad record
right.
like maybe ever made. Like Glory Days is such a sad song.
Right.
Or Dancing in the Dark is like a song about like self-hatred, and it's like this bouncy Dancing with Courtney Cox song, He does that over and over again on that record. And I think it's kind of brilliant.
It was funny for me because like in '84, I didn't really know Bruce Springsteen was. Not really. I was 9 when the album came out. My uncle was a big fan. He kind of talked about him later on. But for me, like I would just buy 45s and listen to Casey Kasem and stuff. So to me, when I first heard Dancing in the Dark, I was like, oh, this is just like, whatever, Laura Branigan or the Thompson Twins. Like, who's this guy? Like, oh, this is a new pop star. And then my uncle's like, no, you gotta. There's more there, But he had 7 top 10s on that album, sold 30 million copies. Like he was, like with Prince and Madonna and Michael Jackson, he's the biggest star in the world for like 2 years.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy when you look at that time, where like Bruce Springsteen was 35.
He was old.
Yeah, and there were like a lot of guys like that were popular. I loved Huey Lewis in the News when I was like 7 years old. And he's like another guy who's like in his mid 30s, just the idea of like a 30-something white male rocker being a pop star is so impossible to explain to people now. Like if you weren't around at the time, because like you could look at Michael Jackson or Prince and you could see,
yeah, totally.
There's like modern equivalents to them. Like they don't seem as weird. Or Madonna. Like obviously Madonna set a template that like pop stars are still replicating. But like there's no pop star like Bruce.
Right.
Now.
No, who is, I mean, you pay attention to this stuff way more. Like my knowledge of music today is from my 15-year-old daughter. So like if I said to you, who is the closest thing to Bruce Springsteen today? Somebody who's under 40, who would that be?
I mean, you really have to look at country music now.
Yeah, that's where it's gone.
For that kind of thing. Like a Chris Stapleton, is a guy who can play arenas and he's writing like working class songs like with big guitar riffs. Like that's really where that's gone. Like if Bruce or John Mellencamp or Tom Petty, if they came around today, I think they would be classified as like either country or Americana. As crazy as that is.
Right.
But that's just how that stuff gets classified now, even though, because like Chris Stapleton to me, or, like a Sturgill Simpson or a Jason Isbell, like people like that, like they make rock music to me, but like, we don't use rock as a term anymore. It gets called Americana or country music or something else. But yeah, Bruce would be like an Americana artist, if he were young, if he was like a 25-year-old.
But you're right. Like he was 38 when Tunnel of Love came out, and like Brilliant Disguise was a top 5 song. Like it's impossible. That was a top 5 pop song in 1985. Like it's just insane.
And like Bruce wearing the bolo tie on the cover.
Great. It's great.
That might be my favorite album cover of his. I mean, he like the Darkness cover is probably the best.
Pretty great. Yeah, you made a good point though. There's some shitty album cover artwork as well, though. Like bad. Like
well, after Tunnel of Love, he just lost the plot on his album covers. He has a thing too, like where he's on the cover of almost every album. It's always his big head
right
on the cover of his records.
Right.
Like Western Stars was kind of amazing for that reason because he put the horse on the cover.
True. Yeah. The Joe cover is weird. And which you were talking about the Human Touch and Lucky Town. The Lucky Town cover is just like, all right, fuck it, let's go. I want to go home.
The Lucky Town cover. It looks like just go against the wall. We're going to take a Polaroid of you.
Yeah, that's a good point. And he in those two records, I think, like especially for like hardcore Springsteen fans, I think what really brought them back to especially the Lucky Town was actually the Devils and Dust tour. We played a lot of those songs in that environment, and like My Beautiful Reward, and Real World and stuff like that from those two records. And like I think everybody kind of reconsidered it. I have Lucky Town above Human Touch. I think a lot of people don't like Human Touch. I think if Springsteen and the E Street Band had recorded Human Touch in like '86, it would have been like a top 3 song. I actually think that's a really good song.
Right. Yeah. People, because I heard from people, they're like, no, Human Touch is his worst record.
No.
You're just not listening to anything he did after 1992. If that's your
argument.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Right. At the time, that would probably be that would have been his worst record for sure in '92. Yeah, that's fair.
But it's how that album was recorded, I think, that really
let's get that.
Puts it, but like the songs are, like you said, like there's some good songs on there. And I think Lucky Town is much better than Human Touch. I think that album gets dismissed because they came out at the same time. They get grouped together, but like the title track of Lucky Town, I think is a great song.
Very good.
Yeah, My Beautiful Reward, If I Should Fall Behind. Yeah, there's some really good tunes on there. Right?
Yeah, I like Souls of the Departed. Like, that's a good. But I never really understood. Springsteen's so weird. Like, and his team is so weird. Like Landau and those guys, and like I still don't understand. I've read why, but I don't know why they put those two albums out on the same day. It made no sense at the time. It felt like he was like in this weird spot in like '92 where time had passed him by, but he still wasn't old enough to be like that guy either. He was just in that weird sort of stuck spot at that point.
Well, in '92,
and he dumped the band, obviously. Yeah.
In '92 was just like the peak of like grunge, you know,
right.
Like that's when Pearl Jam was starting to hit. Nirvana was really big, and and I think people look at Springsteen still as like the Born in the USA guy, like the stadium rock guy, and that like was not cool in '92. You know, it was about, you know, sort of like a more punk rock energy. And
oh, totally. I was a senior in high school, junior high school. I was like embarrassed. Like people would make fun of me. I remember I had a free period the day the two records came out. I went to Strawberries, which is a music store around here, to get the two tapes. And I borrowed a buddy's car, and he's like, "Why?" I said, "He's like, what? You're getting Bruce Springsteen has new records?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to get the tapes, the cassettes for them." But yeah, at the time he was. What did like? And I know he loves him, but like, where was like Vedder on Springsteen at that point? Like, was he always a defender?
You know, it's funny because he is a huge Springsteen fan, and actually, if you go on YouTube, you can see pre-Pearl Jam Eddie Vedder singing I think it's Tougher Than the Rest.
Yeah.
So he loved Tunnel of Love even, but that he wasn't repping Springsteen at that time.
Yeah.
You know, he was repping like Neil Young. Like Neil Young was cool.
Right. Yeah, Neil Young was always cool, yeah.
And it wasn't until Bruce came around again in the 2000s, like that, like really like, you know, after the Rising, and then like a bunch of like younger bands started talking about Bruce Springsteen, and like that really brought him back. And then he put out, you know, Devils and Dust and Magic, and those, that was kind of like, okay, we love Bruce again. But you know, like Human Touch era, it's like he has like a mullet. He's bad. Like wearing like the vest with no shirt.
It's bad.
He's looking scene. Like John Bon Jovi.
It's
like,
a weird scene.
It's a weird period for him. But yeah, you're right. I got made fun of too. Like I did not brag. I did not talk to my friends about Bruce Springsteen. Like that was like something I kept to myself. And it's weird to say now because Bruce, I think, is universally respected. Even if he puts out a record like Only the Strong Survive that people are sort of iffy on, I feel like is bulletproof in terms of his credibility.
Oh, for sure.
He did go through like a weird 90s period though.
Well, think about it. Like from 80s, you know, after Tunnel of Love comes out to Jode, all you get in terms of studio stuff are those 2 records. And that's like his prime, like writing years. That's 8 years. It's crazy. Like, I mean, that's, and the stuff that has been left off, that was even the songs that could have been on those 2 albums that got cut out. And I mean, all the track stuff. I mean, he was just kind of in the wilderness. He was in the weeds for a while.
Yeah. And I think, he got married again and he started a family, and it seemed like he was really going through like therapy at that time as well. I think he was probably working on himself. I mean, I think, the popularity of Born in the USA was traumatic for him in a lot of ways. He wanted it, and it was obviously great for his bank account, but I think he went through a period where he was like, who am I now?
Right.
Am I this huge star? Am I like a singer-songwriter? Like on Ghost of Tom Joad, like that was him, I feel like, setting aside the superstar thing. Like I'm not like Human Touch. It's like I tried to make a mainstream rock record. It didn't really work. So now I'm just going to go back to being like a storyteller. And that's why that record, I think, is so crucial, even though he didn't make another record after that for like a long time.
Till The Rising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, that's a record that I said this in my column, but I feel like you could almost take those songs and turn each into like a movie or like a screenplay or something. Like they're so dense and specific and rich. And it's like, man, Bruce, I'm surprised he's never written a novel, because I feel like he could do that. But like that album is like his novel.
Yeah.
Songs his collection of short stories.
Yeah. Stuff like Straight Time and even like The New Timer for sure. And what's interesting about that album too is like, now like, Youngstown sounds great with the E Street Band. Obviously Joad sounds great with Morello. Like he's able to bring that. I mean, I remember seeing the Joad tour. I love that tour. I saw the bunch. He played this Tom Joad. It was so quiet. And then 15 years later, he's there with Morello. It was 50,000 people banging out Joad, which is pretty wild.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like when you listen to bootlegs from that Joad tour, because I feel like at some point he tells people like to shut up.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah. That's what he kept saying.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Cause you'd be there, you'd go, right? Like I went, you have people like going, and I think they were going to see Bruce Springsteen, and they sit there, most people I think understood what it was, but like they were expecting, to be yelling, play whatever, play Glory Days or play Dancing in the Dark or play Hungry Heart. And he was like, well, it's not what this is.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they're expecting him to, to be the Bruce that's at Giant Stadium.
But there's but there's an interesting thing, like, and I think I asked T Van Zandt this question, like if Born in the USA, which is really tied into Nebraska, they recorded almost all those songs at the same time before he went and did the Nebraska stuff acoustically. Like if Born in the USA had just been the Springsteen record that came out and sold like 3 million copies or whatever and did okay and kind of fall up the river, I wonder where he'd be, like what the rest of his career would have looked like, because it would have been I wonder if it would have been totally different, because he would have always had up at that point. I mean, The River was #1 album. He was selling out like Madison Square Garden arena, stuff like that. It is interesting what would have happened.
Yeah, it makes me wonder too if he would have put out another album just from outtakes from Born in the USA and Nebraska. Like that was such a fertile,
it's crazy
songwriting period, and a lot of that stuff ended up on tracks, but
yeah,
like he didn't put This Hard Land or My Love Won't Let You Down, or he didn't put these like amazing songs on a record. I just feel like there could have been like a Born in the USA 2 that came out in 1986.
Yeah.
That would have been another amazing album. But he didn't do that because he just toured for so long on Born in the USA, and then he put up that huge live record, and that kind of put a cap on that era of his career.
Right. Do you think there's any chance, he's now 73, this comes out, is there any chance you and I are talking 5 years from now and there's an album that cracked this top 10? I say no, by the way. And maybe I'm just being pessimistic, but I just don't think that's possible.
Yeah, I never say never, but the thing with Bruce is that he's made so many great records, but like I don't know how comfortable he is in the studio. You know what I mean? Like like you were talking about like Steven Van Zandt, he said this elsewhere that he doesn't like how Darkness on the Edge of Town sounds.
Right.
And if you watch the making of documentary of that movie, it's like they kind of didn't know like how to work in a studio. You know, like they didn't know how to get sounds. And you know, Bruce, and this is I say the same thing about Pearl Jam. They're so good live that there's very few Springsteen songs that I would rather hear on the record.
No question.
Versus like a live version. Like Nebraska's kind of like the only, that's like a special thing about Nebraska is that like the recorded versions are like the best versions. Like there's great live versions of those songs, but like Nebraska on the record, I don't think there's a live version as good as that, or Mansion on the Hill or Atlantic City. But I wouldn't say that about any other Springsteen record.
Yeah, it's a good point. I never thought of it that way. It's true. Even like look, I have Tunnel of Love second, but it sounds so like dated, like some of the musical choices at the time. But yeah, you're right. Like I'm trying to think of another album that's even close to that. But because I mean, if you like, Darkness is my favorite album, but my favorite Springsteen album of any kind is did you ever see the live version they did at the Paramount on that Darkness DVD, where it's just the E Street Band? That to me is like the greatest thing ever. It's better than the album.
Yeah, or I mean, if you just any recording from that '78 tour, you know, like where they're doing
right.
Like when he would do like the long guitar solo on Proof It All Night.
Yeah, the intro, yeah.
You can't even listen to the studio version after hearing that, at least for me. I'm like, but I mean that's what really pushes Darkness forward for me. And if I was going to make a case for that being his best album, I would almost talk about that '78 tour, because that's his best tour, I think. And the versions that he played live of those songs are just unbelievable. You know, like a live Darkness on the Edge of Town, like that song, so powerful, you know.
Oh, for sure.
Promised Land, or like a live Candy's Room. I mean, it's just incredible. I mean, that's a great thing about The River, I think. And I give credit to Steven Van Zandt for this, being a co-producer. That album really captures how the E Street Band sounds live in the studio, I think, better than any other record. Like,
which was
like
definitely
Two Hearts.
Goal, yeah. Right.
You listen to Two Hearts and it's like, okay, that's as close as they get on record to sounding like the E Street Band at Madison Square Garden. You know?
Even Sherry Darling, which I don't really like, has that captures that sort of feel to it too. It's true. Yeah.
Totally.
The reason I have The River, I have it 4. I could buy, there is some fat on there that I could live without, but it's still, you know, a great record. I saw you tweet about this, and I saw you put it in your story ranking all the albums. I actually still remember, it's like my generation's version of like where Kennedy was killed. I remember where I was when I heard Queen of the Supermarket for the first time, and it was like I was one man before it, and I was another man after it. I was really never the same person after I heard that song. I'm not sure. I feel like there's some joke that's being told that I'm not like aware of. I think it has to be.
Yeah, you know, that song, I kind of love it just because it's so bad.
He just goes for it.
It's so wacky, and because I feel like Neil Young does stuff like that a lot, like where he'll just have like a half-baked idea, like I'm gonna make an album about electric cars, and I'm gonna record it in 2 days and put it out. But like Bruce is like way more cautious with his output. You know, he'll write 5 songs to find one song to put on a record. Like that's his reputation. So the fact that like the guy that didn't want to put The Promise on Darkness on the Edge of Town or Roulette on the River,
Stray Bullet,
was like, but I will put Queen of the Supermarket on an album. It's just hilarious to me. I mean, that album, Working on a Dream, it's probably my favorite Bad album.
Okay. Where do you have it?
What's that?
Where do you have it?
I had it at 18.
I have it at 20, but yeah.
Which is probably overly generous, but because you have like Queen of the Supermarket, you have like Outlaw Pete, which is another just like what the fuck type song.
It's like 8 minutes.
But I kind of love the badness of that album. It's like it's entertaining as opposed to like I think The Rising is better than Working on a Dream, but like I am more entertained by Working on a Dream. If that makes sense.
My issue with Working on the not issue, but when like that came it came out fast for him on the heels of Magic, and I was like, oh shit, like he is like on a roll right now. And then I listened to the CD, another terrible cover, by the way. It's that one with him and the fucking stars or whatever the hell's going. He's in a dream. And then I heard it, I'm like, I mean, there's a couple of things in there that are not terrible, but like, Yeah, I don't know why he like released that. I don't quite get that, but
yeah, it's very odd because you're right. It was only I think 2 years.
2 years.
Magic.
Yeah, and then Wrecking Ball was next, which I don't love either. Like it's just a weird.
Yeah.
And High Hopes. That was a weird stretch, kind of. It's
Yeah, well, and he writes about this in his book. He had like I think a pretty major depression.
Yeah.
During that time, and I don't know if he just wanted to stay busy to distract himself from what he was going through. That's just totally me being an armchair psychologist for Bruce Springsteen, but. Yeah, Working on a Dream, man. Holy shit.
Crazy.
That album is it's crazy.
Terrible.
But yeah, like Wrecking Ball, that's another one where I just feel like the production on a lot of these albums, it just doesn't sound that good. I think that was like one of the best things about Letter to You, is that it was like he wasn't trying to sound modern. It just sounded like a classic Springsteen record that came out in the 70s. And it was like him in a room with the band, like, I love the song "Janie Needs a Shooter."
Oh, you and I talked about this song. It's great. It's like one of my 10 favorite Springsteen songs. Honestly, swear to God, it's unbelievable.
And with that song, it just seemed like, okay, let's just sound like Darkness on the Edge of Town.
Correct.
Let's just, and it totally works. It's great. It's just bombastic and like loud and crunchy, and that's what you want.
But I think for a while, it was like they would just bring they'd be like, all right, Gary, come on in here today. You're going to play your part, and then you come. Like I think you're right. Letter to You was the first time in a while where they were all in their room for a couple of days and just actually made a record like they used to. So, before I let you go, so the book is out now. Long Road, Pearl Jam, and the soundtrack of a generation. It just came out, right? Like a couple of weeks ago. No, is that wrong?
September.
September. Okay, yeah, and it's going well.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, they have like a really great fan base, and I don't think there's ever been like a book like this on the band. So I think people are digging what I did, which is cool.
Yeah. Where is Pearl Jam at right now? Like just as a band, like what's the state of the union with them? It feels like there's not much drama with them. No.
No, I mean, and that's one of the things I talk about in the book, that this was a band that was under like a lot of scrutiny, and there was the 90s were pretty rocky for them, tremendous highs and then like really bad lows. And then they did seem like a band that could implode really at any minute. And I think they got close a few times. And you look at them now and you're right. They're a stable band. They just did a very successful tour that was well received. I believe they're working on a new record at the moment. And there's so few bands of their generation that have lasted. If you look at the other big Seattle bands,
yeah, right,
Nirvana, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, and there's tragic circumstances in all those other bands. So Pearl Jam went from being the band that looked like they were going to fall apart to being kind of like the last men standing, really, in terms of that Seattle grunge thing.
Where do you put them? Like, it's hard to rank, different eras, but do you put them in like the great all-time American bands, which oddly there aren't, like when you think about it historically, there aren't as many as you'd think, but are they there? Are they in the top 5?
I would put them in the top 5 in terms of being a live band. I think like Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, they are a band that you put them in an arena or even a stadium and they rise to the occasion.
Right.
So many bands get in that space and they shrink. And I really think Pearl Jam, again, talking about American bands, because you're right, if a lot of the great bands are British, of all time. But in terms of like American bands, being a live band, being a reliable band, being a band that has, stood the test of time and lasted, I do put them up there. I think that they're one of the greats for sure.
Do you feel like do you feel like in terms of just output, like song output, that they've fallen short maybe of like what their promise could have been 20, 25 years ago, or no?
It's interesting because, they were so prolific for like the first decade of their career. I think there's like 7 albums.
That's what I mean.
Years.
Yeah.
And in the last 20 years, there's been like 4 albums. So you're right that like their output has slowed considerably. And I think there's a lot of disappointment with that among people who love the band. I think the flip side of that is that, getting back to the whole conversation about like why they've survived and so many other bands of their generation have failed, I think that, Pearl Jam in the 90s, that they discovered the power of no, that sometimes you have to say no and look out for your personal well-being, even if in the short term it might hurt your career. And I think that's the thing that has sustained them. So, if they were pushing harder, maybe to make more albums, maybe they still wouldn't be a band,
Right.
Maybe that's the thing. Like, we allow each other space. We can do our side projects. That's the thing that's kept them going. I mean, there's a similar thing with Radiohead, another band I wrote about recently, where they haven't really put out a whole lot of stuff in like the last 15 years. It's really, I think it's like 2 albums, like since, they put out in Rainbows in 2007, there's King of Limbs in 2011, and then Heart-Shaped Pool in 2016. So, I mean, that they've really slowed down as well, but I think it's a similar thing. If they were pushing hard as they did when they were younger, maybe they'd be burned out by now.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Go get that book. Substack newsletter as well. Evil Speakers. You can go. So what's going on there?
I just started that up because I don't know if Twitter's going to exist.
Oh, you're concerned about Elon Musk taking down Twitter?
Well, I don't know. I read a story. At first I didn't care, but then I saw a story where he was like, we might have to file for bankruptcy. And I was like, holy shit. Because like a lot of media people, I rely on Twitter.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
Touch with people and to let people know, hey, I've got this thing coming out. So I was just like, I need to start thinking of an alternative here.
Yeah.
If Elon Musk just decides tomorrow that he's going to like shut this thing down. So I started it, and it's new. And it's really a good way, if you're interested in what I do, to subscribe to that. And I keep people updated on, when I have a new column out or a new book or whatever it is.
I know I asked this before, I'll let you go, but what, like, to me, it's a subject that you could do every week for the rest of your life. Why did you guys stop doing Rivals? I don't. It upsets me because as somebody who does a podcast, like I can't listen to my own show. I like to listen to other stuff. I would listen to you guys all the time. What the fuck?
Well, the short version is that we were on, God, I can't even remember the name of the company.
Oh, okay.
iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
iHeartRadio was produced it, and they canceled it because they said we didn't have a big enough audience, which I thought our audience was pretty big. It's the most successful podcast I've ever done.
Yeah.
But they canceled it, and I wanted to keep it going, and my co-host didn't.
Oh, is that right?
So it wasn't my call. I wanted to do it. So that's always like the sad thing when I hear people say that. I love the show. I wish you were still doing it. But I did everything in my power to keep it going. And
if only there was another really successful podcaster who would be into this and would want to do that with you if you wanted to bring the project back.
Well,
there's a huge audience and would love to do that. Would love to do that.
It was fun. It was
great.
really liked doing it. I thought it was a good show. I don't know. Maybe it'd be Kirk and Steve presents.
I'm egoless.
Rivals.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. There'd be no, as we said, we talked before, though, there'd be no Springsteen really, though. He's kind of rivalless. I mean, I'm not counting the lawsuit at the beginning of his career, but other than that, kind of like a professional nice guy, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And he's also a loner too. Like he doesn't commiserate.
Right.
I feel like with people as much, so then maybe you don't end up having enemies.
That's true. Is Vetter like that? I feel like Vetter's like that. No.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there was that whole Pearl Jam and Nirvana thing.
Yeah.
In the 90s.
Oh, that's true. You did that.
But I wasn't instigated by Pearl Jam. That was more Kurt Cobain just shitting on Pearl Jam in like every interview for a while.
Right. So, well, I appreciate you coming on. You're welcome on anytime. Go get the new book right now. Go read him at Uproxx. He's a cultural critic there. So you're always criticizing culture, I guess, is what that is, right? It's a lot to criticize. I will say that. Just freaking never.
It just means I stroke my chin a lot.
Hey, you think you're pensive? Yeah, you have.
Exactly.
All right, Steve. Hopefully we'll have you on again soon. Okay.
Always a pleasure. Thank you, Kirk.
Thank you very much. Oh, we've had him on a couple of. I think it's like the third time. Is that right? We had him on when Letter to You came out, and I think Steve and you came on. Maybe I'm getting the order wrong. Now, when Eddie Van Halen came on, died rather. You came on. I think the next day. So this will be the third time.
Wow.
I saw your story this week. I know, an honor for you. Has a new book out right now. Long Road.